Okay, so the last time we were together was almost a month ago now, I think. What with one thing and another coming along. But we're finally back to continue the story, the Curse of Fey. And last time, our party managed to make it finally to some sort of civilization, which is come as a welcome for the journey they'd had so far. Was in a forest that wasn't particularly kind to them, and a strange forest that was not had no feeling of home, had no sort of continuity to what their normal lives would entail. And this forest was very dark, very twisty. It seemed to have a very thick briar that prevented them from travelling, perhaps as through the forest in other directions that they wanted. It was very guided in the direction they were going, and they had quite a few little upsets along the way. Certain things along the path that tried to heed their travel. Certain creatures that came out of the woodwork to confuse and disorientate. But eventually they did make it out. And in our last session, you made it to the town of Lancashire, a small series of houses in a small town that all had roofs covered with a myriad of different things, of like small tall grass, flowers that came down from the top down to the ground. So very Scandinavian look sort of to these houses. And on entering, I think, who was it? Was it you, Galatea, that went on a sort of scouting mission to begin with?
I did, yeah.
You did, and you went in and you were trying to look and see, what exactly was going on. And what did you see?
A lot of goat people.
You did.
As far as I remember.
Yeah, some goat people, some fawns. There seems sort of a myriad of different creatures. Ones that you may or may not have come into contact with now and again on your travels, but certainly not as dense. There seemed to be no humans here, for instance. But this whole town seemed to be populated by various sort of goat folk, fawns, and things. But from what you could see from your sort of perusing them from your sort of secret hiding area, you didn't see anything untoward. It looked like there were people going about their business. There were a few children that were there running around as well. But it just seemed to be a normal city. Now, the one thing that does stand out from this town when you did approach it was that in its towards the centre was this large tower that had a sort of purple glowing, almost like a ball of flame or something above it. So like a beacon or a lighthouse, perhaps, reaching up into the sky. And on going back to the party, you confirmed what you saw. Seemed to be safe-ish, and probably a welcome break from the monotony of this forest that you've been progressing from. And perhaps there would be some way of finding out exactly where you were and what was going on. And so after entering into this town, I believe you, Amaros, you approached a woman that you spied through a window. Do you remember that woman's name, or did she give you a name? Actually, I'm not sure if she did give you a name.
I don't think you gave me her name, no, but
No.
I was the one that approached her along with Galatea shortly after, yes.
That's right. And I believe she may have told you where you were, at least, or maybe the name of the town. But I think in her conversation, she did mention that she was missing her son.
Yes.
And he had gone missing. She wasn't exactly sure where he was, but he had been a few nights and she hadn't seen him. You bid farewell to her. I don't think that we had a lot of conversation with her, but you then proceeded to have a look around, and Amaros, I think, believed that you head off to a building that was constructed from what looked like the remains of a large tree stump. And
that is correct.
As you approached that, you were surprised to find, or probably happy to find, that there was a sign outside which labelled the building as the Thirsty Oak. And by all appearances, it looked like a tavern of sorts. And so, yeah, you decided to all hopefully take some rest, find out where you were, and head on in to this tavern. Now, the inside of this tavern, let me just refresh your memory so you know that. So, partially built on the side of this giant tree stump. It's a two-story tavern that has sort of peculiar shaped stained glass windows dotted around on the outside. It had a sort of a chimney made from one of the tree branches that were coming out from the side. And it, by all means, looked pretty inviting, especially from what you've been through in the last few days. And on entering the tavern, you're greeted with the smell of alcohol and the aroma of cooked foods and meats. Inside, the branches that were growing from the tree stump make up and wind their way around the ceiling. And there were small lanterns, I think, hanging from the ceiling, and a nice fireplace crackling in the corner. And inside, I believe there were a couple of people or locals who were sort of at various tables in there. But there was a larger sort of goat folk bartender who initially sort of gave you a nod in welcome, but was deep in conversation with another figure, a male faun who was at the bar, who looked like probably had quite a bit to drink. He was sort of slumped on the bar a bit. But after witnessing this, I believe actually I don't know who it was who first went in to talk to the bartender. Who was it? You, Kane, or was it somebody else?
It was Bula who literally kicked in the door.
That's right. Oh yeah, yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Amroth was about to open the door, and then Bula came.
And then Bula kicked the door, and
bang.
that's it. I presume, Bula, did you do that at the Satyr and Pipe? Was that your normal entrance?
Yeah, that was a pretty common entrance for me.
That's just how you're used to entering the bar or the pub. Just kick the door in, and whereas people who were there probably got used to it over so long. The people in this pub probably weren't as used to that entrance. But you made yourself known. And then yes, a conversation you started to have with this goat folk, this quite friendly and reasonably knowledgeable goat folk. Does anyone remember his name?
Armik.
Sorry?
Zachariah Armik, I think?
Zachariah, yes. Zachariah, yeah. And he was pretty welcoming, I think, to you. He is a dark-skinned goat folk, long white hair over his body, and two curled horns on the side of his head that reach down to about sort of where his cheeks are. He's got these quite bright white eyes, very pale, and it's his height is a bit difficult to tell exactly because he's sort of stooped over behind the bar. So he's about 4 or 5 feet tall when you look at him, but you think if he stood upright, he'd probably almost be about 7 feet tall. But he sort of keeps stooped in. You're not sure if that's because he's old or because the ceiling is low. Either way, he wears sort of a maroon-coloured robe patterned with silver, and he's got like an earring on one of his on his left ear. And he was able to give you a certain bits of information. He did confirm, I think, that you were in the town of Langsthorn. And when you were asking about food and drink, perhaps a place to stay the night, he then introduced you to the sort of bartering system that exists in this land that you're in. And in fact, I think he probably did also tell you that you were in something called the Shadow Fey, which I think you'd queried the fact whether this was the Shadow Fell, but then they told you that it wasn't actually the Shadow Fell, it was the Shadow Fey, which is basically a subset or a portion of the Feywild that has been cut off from the rest of the Feywild. But yes, he introduced you to this sort of bartering system for where you are now, and they don't use money here. So your coin that you would maybe have on you might not actually buy you anything here within the Feywild, but they do trade in other things. Some of the examples I think you were given were that they might trade for a favor, they might trade for clothing, they might trade for the color of your eyes, your hair, and a myriad of other things. Probably they'd be willing to accept anything that you had to trade, as long as it was something that they considered of value, or at least of a value that would pay for whatever it is that you're trying to buy from them, whether it would be an actual physical object or whether it's to stay the night in one of the inns. Now, each of you gave something. What did you give in order to have a room for the night and some food and drink?
I gave a performance of a melody.
That's right. That's it. You said you were going to give a performance, and you sung a song, and that was welcomed by Zachariah. Good piece of entertainment for his patrons at the bar. What about you, Galatea? What did you give?
I gave a secret.
That's right. You told him a secret, which he was very happy with. Nice little tidbit for him. Moni, what did you give?
I gave him my mace.
That's right, your tiny little mace. And we're tiny in his hands. And I believe it was given to another figure that you were told about, who used it as a meat tenderizer, or that was their intention. Let's see. Let me find their information quickly. Lissa Vandergon, that was the person you met. That was the chef that resided at this the Thirsty Oak. They were a furbolg, about 6 foot tall, bluish grey skin, a little spray of white freckles on the cheeks, rosy pink nose, and a thick curly mass of matted orange hair. They got sort of a messy thick bangs that cover kind of their face, like where their eyes and stuff are, so you can't quite see those, but they obviously can see what they're doing. They've got horns, which is unusual for a furbolg, and just they're wearing sort of like a white off the shoulder ruffle blouse, short sleeves, brown leather underbust corset, and like a green skirt and stuff. Yes, I think Ula, you gave her a recipe, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I made a whole terrible show of creating a recipe for her.
I think you succeeded on one but failed on the other, didn't you? So I think the taste wasn't there, but the presentation was there, or was it the other way around? Was the presentation wasn't there, but the taste was there? Can't remember now.
Both were kind of iffy. The taste was alright, but the presentation was kind of meh.
Right, okay. So I think she still... what was the actual meal? Do you remember what it was that you made?
It was kind of a stew with pork and vegetables and things all like laid out in a fancy way and stuff.
Right, okay. Perfect. And then so they took that as their payment as well. They took that recipe from you. And Tisvan, what was it that you gave?
Tisvan didn't trade anything, actually, this night.
Ah, that's right, because Moni, did you trade 2 things? Or somebody traded for multiple things, didn't they?
No, I think it was just because we only needed 3 rooms.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
you're correct. Yes.
And I think I traded for food for all of us.
Yeah, Galatea traded 2 things so that she could get food for everyone.
That's right. What was the other thing?
One thing.
Just the one thing, but you got the food for everyone because of the secret. Okay,
Yeah,
that's right.
And then we just shared the rooms.
That's right. Yeah. So you only needed 3 rooms. That's right. That's how I made up the numbers. So you had food and you had drink. Sorry.
I attempted to trade in some rations, but I was stopped, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, because it was a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That is fine.
Makes sense.
But between you all, you managed to get food, drink, and shelter for the night at least, and rooms that you were there. Now, Kane, although you didn't get to trade your rations, you did, I believe, have a slight confrontation with the faun at the bar. Was it you that mentioned the name, or that it's somebody that you'd known possibly from Langshon?
I simply asked. I think it was like who was in charge around here, if memory serves.
That's right. Yeah, you asked who was in charge, or was it perhaps the mayor or something, or somebody who ran the town?
Yeah. I asked who's the mayor of this fine town.
That's right. And the chap at the bar very quickly turned to you and asked you what you wanted with their father, so insinuating that they are the son of whoever the other person is. But they were quite aggressive.
Highly inebriated as well.
Yes, very, very clearly inebriated. Did, again, think, try to stagger to their feet, but was quickly sort of calmed and sort of poured another drink by Zachariah to try and diffuse the situation, knowing that this didn't want anything happening. These new people are coming to town. And he quickly poured him a drink. But for the rest of the evening, this chap gave you the stink eye. For the rest of it, every time he came to the bar, he would look at you. He would stare at your group when you sat and had your meal and drink across the bar, and seemed to be offended for some reason for you doing that.
As I was going up to the rooms, I think there was a second confrontation, but everyone they just pushed me up the stairs.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I think that was right. It was. I think he was. There was a sort of a challenge there. At some point, wasn't there? Kind of like, bring it on type thing, and then he was like, oh, okay, well, this is sort of it's good. But
Everyone
yes,
was like, we've just got here, Kane. Don't put those fists down.
but so you left him at the bar when you went up to your rooms. Before that happened, there was some other information that I think was passed on to you from Zachariah. One, that you were in this Shadow Fey. Two, I think he mentioned. Did he mention the princess? I think he might have mentioned the princess or the person.
So, yeah.
Who is in this area. Who I can't remember. I don't want to give anything out, any information that I have already given you. But I think he mentioned about the princess. But one of the other things he mentioned was that you were now trapped here forever. Which he was kind of nonchalant about, like, oh, too bad, so sad, That's just the way it is, I'm afraid. But I mean, you guys have been through a lot. You didn't. I don't think you really asked him much else about that. But it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. You've only been here a very short period of time. Who knows if this guy is telling you the truth or not? All you know is that you're here in a different land. You got here somehow, not quite sure. Through a storm, perhaps, that you were caught up in just outside of. Where did you come from?
I think he also
Daggerford.
mentioned the sawmill being closed, or I think that was something about it.
Yes, he may have mentioned that as well. Yeah, I think he mentioned something about the sawmill, local sawmill. Probably that's why there's a few people milling about and keep taking up space within his tavern and stuff at the moment. People are going through hard times at the moment, and there is not as much work that can be had at the moment. So, but yes, he gave you a smattering of a lot of different information, but things perhaps that over your night's rest you can dwell on during your sleep. And then when you did proceed to your bedrooms, you split off into twos into these rooms. Each of the rooms were reasonably small, didn't have a lot of space within them. However, they did have one thing in common, which is a very large cabinet.
Before that,
Oh, yes?
we gathered up to look at some of the stuff we got. We had a letter.
Oh, right. Yes.
Moira.
And Moira, did you handed that to Galatea to read? I believe, was that right?
No, I handed it to Moira.
Oh, you handed it to Moira. Sorry.
Yeah, I read it.
And you read it out. Okay. And so the information held within. Do you remember the highlights of that?
Oh gosh.
I think it was something about a cursed princess and turning into something. And there was a... Oh no, I can't remember.
Let me just read it out again, just so we remember, because it has been a few weeks now since we've done it. So the letter read, "Hail thee of might and valour. I, the Burgomaster of Lancashorn, send you honour and despair. My daughter, the fair Sahana, has been these past nights bitten by the Chernobog. For over 200 years this creature has tormented my people. Now my dear Sahana languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. Our princess is lost and will no longer help her people. Her very presence now dooms this land, and I fear that she has become Barvanshi. So I say to you, give us up for dead, and encircle this Shadow Fey with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their powers, that this devil may be contained within the walls of the Weeping Brackenwold. Leave our sorrows to our graves, to save this world from the evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after all has departed for a better life." And it's signed Orhan Eresti. So yes,
And that was the mayor, wasn't it?
yes. So the Burgomaster, which is the same as the mayor, it was a guy called just said his name, can't remember. Orhan Eresti. Yes. So he is the mayor. Or that's as the letter is written. Is signed by him. So you presume, yes, the Burgomaster of Lancashorn, so the mayor of this town, sent this letter. His daughter had been attacked by whatever this Chernobog is, and paints a bit of a sour picture. The princess apparently won't help the people anymore. Her presence is dooming the land. He believed that she had become a Barvanshi, whatever that is, and that basically he'd lost all hope and was telling people to seal them off, wait for them all to die, and then come and get your reward. So not very cheerful letter, but and you picked that off of the body of a dead bear creature, humanoid bear creature.
That person.
Yeah. So the letter never made it to wherever it was going, but you were able to get it, intercept it. So yeah, after this discussion, did anyone have any thoughts about the letter that they'd uncovered, or I can't remember if you discussed anything or you just turned straight into bed?
I think I suggested we give it to Mr. Grumps downstairs.
Right.
But Kane wasn't so sure.
Mm.
And then I was sort of focusing on the wrong bits, I realised now.
But then after that, I believe you all retired to your rooms. Was it that the case?
I think so.
I believe so. And you paired off Kane and Bula in one room, Galatea and Moira in another, and that left Amoros and Tisvan to a room of their own. Tisvan, you don't need sleep. You probably just meditated. Is that correct?
Yep.
And Amoros, did you jump into the nice cabinet bed for a
I
sleep?
mean, Ambrose is not one to turn down a fluffy bed, so most likely, yeah.
Perfect. That was the thing, was that these cabinets turned out to be beds inside rather than actually being cabinets. Galatea and Moira, I believe initially Moira was going to take the bed, but then I think Galatea decided to go in, and so Moira slept on the floor. Did they? I don't know.
I don't think we've gotten that far.
Okay.
I think Galatea wanted to sleep in the tent, and Moira went, absolutely not.
Okay.
And that's how we ended up bunking together.
Okay.
and don't think we've decided
Okay,
who,
all right.
who gets led.
All right, we'll pick that up in a minute with her. And but I know Bula and Kane definitely got into bed because on saying the magic words, "Good night," the doors of the cabinet slam shut, and that's how we left the episode, I believe.
Yep.
That was it. Yep.
So we pick up our story then. Kane and Bula, you are now in the dark cabinet together. Moira and Galate deciding like the bed arrangements, and Amros, I guess you are in bed testing that out, testing the mattress out, and Titvan, you were, starting to meditate, or is there anything else you'd like to do before you get a night's rest?
Tisvan would just say a quick prayer before starting to meditate.
And actually, Amros, did you mention about? You asked me about communication, didn't you?
Yeah, but we realized that I, myself, or me, the character, cannot communicate with the one I wanted to communicate. They need to communicate with me.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent. Well, then I open the line of discussion between all of you. What would you like to do? Are you all going to turn into to have a rest, or is there anything else you want to do before that?
I thought I might go back downstairs before going to bed, but I just wanted to check with Moira first what she wanted to do and where she wanted to sleep.
Okay. Are you back, Moira? I think she's probably away at the moment. So what we
Let's go downstairs.
You just gonna go downstairs?
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. All right. So you head back downstairs again into the bar, which hasn't been that long since you've had a discussion and that. And the same people are in the bar. There are still a couple of goat folk, satyrs, fauns, sort of at tables, various townsfolk. Zechariah behind the bar, just doing the usual barman thing of cleaning glasses, and the faun figure that you had, Kane and that had to run in earlier, just sitting at the bar, just looking deeply into his cup.
Yeah. I'll go down. I'll go over to the bar and sit next to the or sort of near the grumpy guy. I can't remember his name.
I don't know if he gave you his name. I think
Mr. Grumps.
I think all he said is, "What business do you have with my father?" When Kane asked about the who the mayor was.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just go and sit and try and work out what I can trade. Look through my gear, see what I've got.
And yeah, as you go to sit at the bar, the Zechariah, the goat barman, obviously notes you coming down the stairs and comes over, and would say, "Oh, it's good to see you again, pretty lady. What can I get for you? Drink, more food? What would you like?"
Oh, hi.
Is the room to your satisfaction?
Oh yeah, it's nice and dry. Yeah, very very good.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
I think I just need a minute.
Of course. I am not going anywhere. Just give me a shout when you need.
Okay, thank you.
And he'll turn and he'll pop off into the kitchen and check how things are going on.
Can I check what mood my neighbour is?
Yeah, give me a. Are you trying to do it sort of casually, sort of without looking directly at them, sort of out the corner of your eye, or are you looking straight at them?
No, I'm just gonna sort of try and gauge body language out of the corner of my eye.
Okay, so give me, I guess, a what do we say? It's not really sleight of hand, is it?
Stealth?
A stealth. I guess stealth, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
That's pretty good.
Really glad you said that.
Yeah, no problem at all. You probably, from your time traveling and that, and going around between towns and things, learn how to see without being seen.
Yeah, it's almost what I do.
Exactly. And so you're looking at the bar, and you're perhaps looking, making out you're looking at the different wine bottles behind the bar, or trying to decide what you want, looking at the menu, but all the time keeping one of your eyes looking at the faun next to you. And yes, he doesn't seem to be paying any mind to you. He is definitely worse for wear. He does look like he is quite a few cups deep. He sits sort of not swaying on his stool because he's sort of slumped forward, arms, his elbows and stuff on the bar, and he's just holding a very large tankard, and he sips from it every now and again, but he just seems to be just looking through the cup, just looking at the bottom of the cup and just deep in thought, but not really concentrating on anything particularly, just sort of mindlessly looking into the bottom of this cup.
Okay.
And I'll describe him again just in case you forget. So he's a faun. He's looks like he's sort of in his 30s. I'll give ages in sort of relative to human ages rather than like actual ages for creatures. Otherwise, it's a bit confusing. He's got light brown skin. His eyes, from what we can see, are sort of quite a steel blue. He's got a long dark hair that almost sort of reaches the floor, but it's tied back in a kind of a big ponytail. He's got a set of very sort of thick cream-coloured antlers that reach up and forward on the top of his head. One that's got like a leather wrap around it, and he's got very wide, sort of soft ears that sort of hang by his cheeks. He's topless. He's got a very toned, athletic body. He's got lots of signs of scars and cuts around his body. Some of them are healed, some of them are fresh. And he wears a blue hakama on his lower half. Top of his shoulders, he's got quite a lot of like sort of thick, sort of shaggy brown fur, and he's got a sort of short, fluffy tail that pokes out from the back of this hakama. Goat-like legs, long shaggy gathering hair, and he's got cream hooves. Most of that you would have gathered from last time you saw him rather than just now, but from that he looks the same.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna try and rein myself in. Galatea is not so interested, but I am. Okay. I'm gonna just try and work out what I'm gonna trade first, and then
sure,
just see what's going on.
All right. Well, while you do that, we'll pop over to talk to Moira. So Moira, you and Galatea are sharing a room, and Galatea has decided to go back down to the bar. What are you doing in this moment?
Quick question, because I think I was in the toilet when this happened. Was there any supernatural activity with the doors perhaps opening in the morning when said good morning?
Well, we haven't been to sleep yet, so this is happening before you head to bed. Oh. So Kane and Bula, they're in their room. They've just gone in, and the doors are just closed. You and Galatea were getting ready to decide whether you were sleeping in the cabinet, on the floor, where you were doing, and she decided to go back downstairs. And Amaros and Tisfan are in another room, you assume, getting ready to go to bed as well.
Okay. No, I thought it was the morning already.
No, sorry, no. I was asking if people wanted to like go to sleep and do that, but Galatea wanted to go downstairs.
I think Moira would be spending this time to write in her diary.
Okay. So you make notes about things that happened today.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody?
Suspicious village. But yay, civilization. But suspicious.
And
I can't go home. Where?
can't go home? Question mark! Exclamation point. Awesome. So, as you're scribing the events that happened today, Amaros and Tisfan, Amaros, are you going straight to bed? Are you and Tisfan, you just said you were doing your prayer before you started your meditation.
Yep.
I would say that Amaros most likely heads to bed pretty much immediately.
Okay.
And as he goes to bed, he just says, I hope you rest well. And then he just lies down.
Your doors remain open. But Kane and Bula, your doors slammed shut on when you said goodnight to each other. How did that make you feel? Was that is you okay with that, or did that give you a bit of a shock?
Can I make a self-imposed like wisdom or con save?
Yeah. What is it to do?
To kind of see what Kane's reaction to the doors closing is. Like, if I roll a 20, nothing happens. If I roll a 1, he probably grabs the covers and hides under them like a little kid.
Yeah, I'd say that was probably a wisdom then.
Yeah. Okay. Remember how to work Foundry. It's been a while. Okay.
17.
17. I'd say he mostly keeps his composure. He kind of turns to Bula and he's like, well, that was unexpected. But I suppose it's a lot cozier in here now. And maybe if there was like a fly on the wall, they would notice that Kane doesn't change his posture much, but he does seem to scoot just the tiniest bit closer to Bula so that their arms are touching.
Okay. And Bula, did that shock you, or did you take it in your stride? How did you feel about the doors suddenly slamming shut?
I mean, this is Bula. She's not fazed by much, so I'm going to say that she didn't really react to the doors, but did react to Kane and kind of snuggles in a bit more too. Just acknowledging that it did spook him, even if he's not ready to admit it.
Seem more comforting. Excellent. And do you head off to sleep as well?
Yes, very quickly after the little snuggle.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, Moira, as you're continuing to write in your diary, Galatea, what are you doing downstairs? Have you made a decision on what we'd like to order?
Oh no. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I bring out a piece of parchment and something to scribble with. And I'm gonna start doing a little doodle. And for me, doodles are probably quite detailed sketches. And I'll ask if I could have another drink, please.
Okay. Yeah. So after a few minutes, and that Zachariah will return, and he will he will see you sort of nodding, waving, whatever it is to get his attention. And he'll come back over and say, yes, what have you decided? Another drink, food? What can I get for you?
Could I have another drink, please?
Of course, the same as before. Or would you like to try something else? We have some different wines, some ales. What would you like?
Could I have a wine, please?
Wine, of course you can. Something fruity, something tart.
Can I have fruity, please?
Fruity, of course. And what will you offer in tray?
I am drawing you something.
Drawing. Okay. Interesting.
I've traveled a lot, and I figure it might be nice to see some new landscapes. So I'm drawing you this little hill where I've been, with a little stream at the bottom and a swing hanging over it.
Interesting. Can you give me a performance to see how good the drawing is?
Okay. Do I get any bonuses or anything? Cause
No. What would you have a bonus for? What do you think? Why would you have a bonus to add to this? What do you think?
Oh,
Any
yes,
reason?
practice, I hope.
I mean, you've got your performance skill, haven't you? So that's your. Are you proficient in performance?
Thanks. Nope.
Well then,
we'll see how this goes. I am a little bit drunk, so
okay.
Go either way.
Well, we'll just say it's a straight roll for now, unless you have anything that you could use to enhance your drawing.
That makes sense. You can't blame me for trying.
No.
Oh well.
Look at that, natural 20. Well, it's the most detailed drawing that you've created from your mind of this place. And so, what exactly is a hill? You said, and a stream, and somewhere that you.
It's one of Galatia's favorite places. There's a little hill, quite steep, with a tree on top and a swing hanging from it, so you can swing out over the stream at the bottom of the hill. And in the background, there's a little village. Yeah, just a little hamlet. That you can see by the houses, sort of not too far away, but still at a distance.
Lovely. So you spend some minutes sketching this out, and I presume you do this sketch before he comes back. Is that what you were preparing when he came back?
I was sort of mostly done.
Right.
I think. So I'll let him decide how much wine I deserve.
Yeah. No. So yeah, he takes the parchment from you and has a look at it. Oh, this is incredible. Your skill is very, very good. I would love to hang this in my establishment if this is all right with you. Would you mind signing?
Oh yes, of course. Why not? Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very well. I will give you my finest bottle of this. The lovely drawing I can hang in my bar. It would be most agreeable. Is this a fair trade for you? A bottle of wine?
This is perfect. You're so lovely.
Your skills like this, it's a pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. And so you sign the piece and give it back to him?
Yeah.
Cool. And you sign your name, your real name?
I think it's initials.
Just initials.
Yeah, that's do it.
Sure, no, that's fine. And he'll take it. Beautiful. I'll find a nice frame and I'll put it up with here, please, take this bottle. And he puts down a nice the actual glass for the bottle of wine is quite ornate. The edges of it sort of taper and then sort of flick out, almost creating what looks like a small like a wave in the bottle. And it has a nice sort of golden label, but it's sort of an embossed piece of copper that's embossed with a sort of a thin floral pattern around the edge, and some grapes sort of divided in the middle. And he takes the top and he pours you a glass and leaves the bottle and the glass. And the wine itself is a nice sort of a dark a scarlet color, but as it sort of settles in the glass, you sort of see the colors and stuff, and you can almost swirling. You know how that you can get certain kinds of like alcohol and that have that shimmer into it, or like liquids that have that shimmer when you turn the bottle. It sort of like almost does that when he pours, and it sort of like just slowly drifts around as he pours it out.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, he heads off somewhere to find a frame.
Cool. I have more plans, but do you want to hop to someone else for a bit?
Well, I believe everybody else, apart from Moira, is heading to bed. So, Moira, are you still writing your?
I think at this point she would be done, and I think she will put her stuff away. And at that point, she's gonna notice that Galatea is still not back. And she's like, oh dear. And I think Moira is gonna sneak, kind of sneak, but not sneak.
Okay.
Like, because this is like like the rooms are like upstairs.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so like she's gonna go to the top of the stairs and like try to see if she can see Galatea and what she's doing.
Yeah. Sure. The place is not huge, so if you come to the sort of the top rungs of the stairs, sort of look through the banisters, looking down, you can kind of see into the bar. Being that you have your shorter stature, it's not too difficult to kind of keep yourself a little bit concealed without too much effort. And you look down into the bar, and you can see Galatea sitting at the bar. But it looks like she's just been given a bottle of wine, and she seems to be sitting not right next to, but very close to the gentleman that was eyeballing Kane earlier on. And yeah, you can see that there's still quite a few people in the bar. There's not a lot of noise from them, but general conversations that they're having backwards and forwards.
Carefully, kind of keeping an eye on the gentleman. She's gonna run up to Moira's gonna run up to Galatea. Hey, are you okay?
Hi. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit for a bit. I didn't see a bed. Do you want my bedroll? I'm good for now. I'll sleep later.
Well, if you're sure, I noticed that you hadn't come back, so I just wanted to come check that you're okay and everything's fine and dandy.
I'm good. Do you want wine? I got wine.
Oh dear.
What?
I don't, no. I don't really drink.
Oh, okay.
Have you
Sorry.
been drinking? Are
Sorry?
you okay?
Yeah.
Have you been drinking?
No. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Hi.
Well, if you're sure you're okay, and just don't leave. Just when you're ready to go to bed, come straight to bed. Don't wander off.
Oh no, I know. I'll come up. It's okay.
Okay. I'll go to sleep.
Okay,
You
sleep
stay
well.
safe. She's awkwardly backing away, like you good. You stay safe. Okay.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
She's gonna go back upstairs and to the room.
Okay. Yeah. And do you just get roll mat out? Do you jump in the cupboard, or what are you doing?
I'll jump in the cupboard.
Okay.
A little bit cautiously, like just gently putting my paws on the cupboard bed thing.
Yeah, it's a very nice. When you open the doors, it's a very nice soft bed inside there. Nice and cozy. It feels nice and soft and a lot more comfortable probably than a roll mat that you've been sleeping on in the forest. But it seems to be legit. It doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. It seems to be a very perfectly nice bed.
Carefully climbing on top of the bed, noticing that I'm still alive and no traps have been triggered.
Yeah. No.
I shall begin sleeping.
Okay. Well, Galatea, you're the only one now conscious, so.
Okay.
And you enjoying the wine?
Oh, I was just thinking. I'll grab a little wooden cup from back in the fair, and I'll pour some wine in that, and I will slide the glass over to the guy sat next to me.
Okay.
And I will say, hey, sorry for the other one. He means well. He's just not very,
Yeah, the figure you see like his eye flick for a moment to you and the glass, and then he continues to look into the bottom of his tankard, and he doesn't initially say anything. Once you put the glass there, or the cup there next to him, and then after a moment he puts the tankard down, puts his hand out, grabs the top of the cup, and then in one swing just down his gullet, downs the wine, and then puts the cup back on the table, and then slowly pushes it back towards you.
The
and
cup?
The cup, yeah, the empty cup. He pushes it
Not
slowly.
my cup?
Did you not push the cup towards him?
No, I put the glass towards him.
Oh, the glass. Sorry. So he picks up the glass and he downs the
He was just being impeached.
Sorry, no. He takes the glass. He downs the drink, puts it back on the table, and then slides it back over to you again. All while sort of looking. He put the tankard down, but he's looking still like just at the bar top, without much sort of focus. You can see that he's definitely, under a lot. He's very inebriated. He's very much kind of lost his attention to like a lot of detail around him. He's very sort of focused and kind of drowsy, looking forward, but not so drowsy that he doesn't see a drink offered to him. And after pushing the glass back towards you, after saying nothing, he sort of lets out sort of a grunt noise, and and says, "It's fine. The wine is good. Thank you."
Ah, it seems like you needed more than I do. Although, it's been one of those days, you know?
He nods slowly and says, "One of these days.
Yeah.
Same days every week. Bad week."
Yeah. I don't wanna pry, but do you, how long has it been?
He turns his face slightly towards you, not looking directly at you, but just tilts his head slightly, and you see his eye, although very sort of bloodshot from the alcohol that he's had, he sort of looks out the corner of his eye towards you. "How long's what?"
How long have you been here?
"In this tavern? Probably 2 days."
Okay.
"Wine is good."
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll pick up the cup and hold it so the handle faces away from me. Taking a little sip. And sit and look at the cup for a little bit and then turn to him again and in the better head of the day. She's like the mom, you know? But if we can help you out in any way, even just change of scenery might be nice.
He sort of snorts and chuckles and says, "Too late to help me now. Maybe 2 days ago you could have helped, but too late. But thank you."
I'm sorry.
"It's not your doing. I failed my family."
I'm sure you didn't. I'm sure this place does weird things.
"What do you know about failure? Is it not failure? Have my father dead, my sister beaten, my family split and dying, and I did nothing. Would you call that failure? What do you call that?" And he turns and he looks directly at you now.
If you did what you could at the time, that is not failure. That is something. You did something. If it didn't work, that's not on you.
I did nothing. If I had done something, my father would be alive. My sister not be dying. I am supposed to protect them, and I failed.
Well,
Now, all that is left for me is this wine. And he slams his hand down on the table. "Wine!" And Zachariah comes in. So yes, it is more wine for you. This is okay. It's okay. More wine, no problem. And he looks across at you, Galates. You okay? Just, I'll pour him another drink. It's okay. It's okay. And he just pours him another glass, which he takes and immediately necks.
Sorry. I'll just nod a little to say that I'm okay.
Okay. And Zachariah will move back and away and sort of busy himself, but he's obviously keeping an eye just in case this guy gets out of hand.
Yeah. I'm gonna try again and say, well, you said she's bitten. She's clearly hurt in some way. We have people. I've brought people. They can help. I'm sure. One just pulled me back from. But look, I show him my bite that's sort of healed a little wonky on my arm. Quite a big chunk.
Give me a persuasion to see if you can persuade this guy to listen to you at least, or divulge any more information.
Oh.
12. He looks at the bite on your leg, and then he looks back at you again. This is all sort of like side eye glances and stuff. He doesn't, he's not trying not to actively engage with you really, but he does listen and he does take notice. And he says, purple creature, yes.
Sorry, what did you say?
Purple creature, yes. After looking at your bite. Ooh.
Yeah.
Then he drinks some more of his wine. Yes, reminds me of sister, but this is... that is not so bad. But... you say you have healer?
Yeah, I don't think it's just her. There's a couple of them. I can ask as soon as they wake up. If it's not too late, I could run up there now. If
he drinks the rest of the wine that was in his cup and puts it down, and he leans on the bar kind of shakily, get himself to his feet, and he says, we go to my house. Bring healer with you.
Oh, no.
Yes, we
Okay.
go. And he takes a step towards you, and his arm gives way, and he slams his head into the into the top of the bar and falls backwards, breaking a table under his weight, and just lands in a heap on the floor.
Oh shoot.
And Zachariah comes running over. Your hand, you okay? Are you okay? He seems to be unconscious.
Oh no. Oh, okay. I'll be right back.
Yes, he's fine. He probably okay. It's only probably his head is okay. He's tough skull, I expect. I'll make him comfortable. He's no rush. He's probably okay. Not even any blood here. He's fine. And he just like slap him on the face a little bit. Your hand. You okay? Wake up now.
Oh, if you're sure, Oh, okay. I mean, he did seem quite. He's had more than me, hasn't he?
Yes, he's and he sort of like picks his arm up by the wrist and then lets it go, and it just sort of whacks on the floor. He's like, "Yes, difficult to say whether unconscious because of bang head or because of a huge amount of alcohol over the last 2 days. Either way," and he puts his ear to the chest of the guy on the floor. He's breathing, so perhaps I get blanket. Maybe he come round soon, or maybe tomorrow. Who knows? But still alive, so I'll keep a watch on him. Make sure he's okay. He's comfortable.
Okay. We'll call up if
Did
you need anything.
did he say anything? Is he you seem to have a conversation with him, which is probably more than most people to manage to do. Quite impressed, actually.
Oh, I think we're similar. He and I.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I know how it is to not want to talk, but also want to talk. So.
Yes. Well, his family has been through a lot in the last few days, so it's not a surprise to me that he wishes to drink. And if I can, in some small way, soften the blows his family have taken, is the least I can do. His family are well respected here. Obviously, less so after this, but generally they are well respected around town.
Yeah. Well, I'll see if I can get the others to help out. I think there might be something we can do. I don't want to leave him like this.
It's fine. It's okay. I will keep an eye on him. If he comes around, I will come up and let you know. But to be honest, with the amount of drink he has had, I would not be surprised for him falling off stool. I was just a matter of time. I was waiting.
Yeah, you did look ready.
Yes, I have actually a blanket behind bar for just such an occasion for people when they come here. Last time was when meal closed down. Many people come drink and collapse in here, so it almost like a home from home.
Oh, yeah, you're the nicest person.
Oh well,
in a while.
Nice, but also profitable. Having people come here drink a lot, so nice, but also make much money. So
it balances out. You're
yes. Wouldn't like you to think I was doing it all out of the goodness of my heart. Obviously, I feel for these people, but
not that much.
Still have to make an income. So.
Yeah, still, let's consider it.
Oh well, thank you. I try. I try to make sure that people are welcome, especially newcomers as yourselves. But do not worry. I will make sure your hand is taken care of tonight. And if he come around, I will come or send a lesser up to let you know. I would say he probably will need to sleep this off either way.
Yeah, was probably for the best. I think I need to lie down too.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry I didn't get your name.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, I'm Zachariah. I think I said before. I just wanted to thank you. I wasn't sure what your name was.
Oh, can we talk tomorrow? Maybe. I'm a little. I think I might be sick.
Oh no, please. Yes, the bathroom at the end of the hall if you're not feeling well. Yes, the wine is very strong, but Oh, you're very well. Oh, I see you in the morning, girl. Yes.
I'm gonna take the bottle and the cup and sort of storm off.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Good night. Good night,
Yeah,
stranger.
yeah.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Um, how close to the rooms is the bathroom?
It's just at the end of the hall. So you've got there's about 5 rooms. So you've got 3 of them, and there's another 2 rooms, and then the bathroom at the very far end.
Well, I'll pop in to sort of complete my deception, and then go into the room.
Okay. And do you head to bed, or were you going to do anything else before?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I'm gonna finish my little cup of wine.
All right.
With it and drink as I did below. Did Moira hop into bed? I was rescuing a moth. So.
Yes, Moira jumped into bed.
Cool. I will. Is she still awake?
I think she said she was going to sleep. Was that right, Moira?
Yeah, Moira's asleep.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna just roll out my bedroll and go to sleep as well.
Okay.
No words or anything.
Just go in, lay down, sleep.
Yeah. Sorry.
Perfect. Well, you can all then get the benefits of a long rest. You are relatively safe. No one's keeping a watch or anything, so you all sleep your normal amount. Tisfan, you meditate your normal amount, so you actually are up earlier than the others. Is there anything that you do in the morning, or do you wait for everybody else to wake up?
Yeah, Tistan would most likely wait for the others to wake up before going anywhere, but would keep an ear out for any of the others in the group walking by their room.
And so you only need 4 hours, don't you, rather than 8? So what do you do with your other 4 hours? Do you continue just to meditate during that time, or I know you said you were listening out, of people going along, but is there anything else that you do when you're in this situation where you've with other people who don't need as much or as little sleep?
Good question. Give me 2 seconds.
How do you take a long rest, Moira? You can take the long rest in D&D Beyond if you are doing that. You can go to the button at the top where your name is and your little portrait, over to the right, and it says long rest.
Tisfan would most likely go over his both his glaive and his chainmail to make sure that no rust had started to accumulate, and if it had, start to treat it as best he can with the situation they're in right now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well then, you all successfully have a long rest, and you wake up refreshed after a lovely sleep. Now, one thing you would have noticed, Tisfan, in that sort of 4 hours you had meditating in the 4 hours while you were waiting for everybody else, as with the rest of the time that you've spent in this area of the Shadow Fey, the light out the window has never changed. There was no period of dark, there is no period of light or bright sunshine. The light remains a constant. So it's a little bit disorientating still, because you would normally expect that cycle to give you some indication of the time of day. But again, there really isn't any way to know what time it is, or indeed what day it is. Like, how many days have you been here? Difficult to tell.
All right.
But yes, you all wake freshly up in the morning. Tisman, your bed, your doors are wide open. So you're easily able to crawl out. Moira, same with you. Bula and Kane, your doors on your cabinet remain shut currently.
I guess Kane will kind of look at Bula with that kind of look of like, let me try this, and he kind of clears his throat. He's good morning.
Yep, and as you say good morning, the doors on the cabinet slowly open.
Boola's gonna snicker a little at that. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah, Kane kind of looks at Bula with that kind of like, not quite triumphant, but he's kind of like, yeah, I got this figured out. I guess I'll get up and start putting my armor back on.
Yeah, so you get out and you start donning your armor for the day. And anybody else? What do you do? It's a well, you assume a new day. You've been to sleep and you definitely feel rested, but outside the window, the light seems just the same as it was when you went to bed.
I'm gonna be really groggy and just sort of sit hunched over on the bedroll for a bit.
When Galatea wakes up, Moira would be like sitting like on her knees in the is there a window? I assume there's a window.
Yeah, there's a little stained glass window at the end of the room.
Yeah, in front of the window, with her like book. The book is shut, and her holy symbol next to it, with a couple of just small piles of like a not piles, but like half circle of just dirt and grass and herbs and whatever. She's just giving a little morning prayer thing.
Is there like a ritual of some kind, is it? That you would do?
Yeah, not a spell, but just a morning thing.
Yeah. Okay. And what are the rest of you doing? You'll just get up out of bed and go down into the bar, or do you have any other morning rituals that you do?
Kane would get out his merchant scales and pray once he was in his armor. He would basically, surprising no one, ask for the day ahead to be balanced in both joy and strife, in fortune, and in hardship, and then just a simple thank you to Argental for his guidance through what is proving to be a rather tumultuous time.
And the scales that you do, they're perfectly balanced. Do you have like little weights that you put on either side, or?
So Kane kind of uses whatever he has around him at the time. He doesn't have. Sometimes if he's outside, like camping, out with his bedroll, he'll use dirt or sand or something.
Okay.
But being in this room, I suppose maybe he'd use his coins.
His coins, okay. And do the scales like have a sort of a light and a dark side, or are they just sort of gold? You know, they both. It's just the imbalance that is what you're measuring. You know, you're keeping them perfectly balanced so that it is the natural status that you want to keep.
Yeah, they're a perfectly usual set of merchant scales. There's been no modifications to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be maybe like two gold on one side, and then like enough silver to balance out the 2 gold on the other side, or some such.
Cool. Make me a religion check for me.
I'm supposed to be good at this. Emphasis on supposed to. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
So, for whatever reason, it's strange. You put the gold and you put the silver on either side of the scales. And you've done this multiple times before. You know, you've used other things, but you've used coins when you've had nothing else to use. But for some reason, the balance of the scales seems to be off. No matter what you do to sort of rejig it, you know that this amount of silver and this amount of gold should be balanced. But for some reason, the scales just dip down. Just slightly. They just dip down on one side, so they're not equal.
Bula, if she's looking at Kane, would see his frown even deeper than usual.
She was watching this whole thing because she's just sitting, waiting for you to be done. So she's gonna hold off on reacting, but she's noticing that not okay.
I would imagine that you've probably witnessed Kane do this in the morning before, or at some times maybe during the day or during ritual or something, you know, within the church. And
yeah, I mean, they've been together a while, and
Yeah.
he used to stay at the tavern sometimes with her, so there have been many times where she's seen this morning ritual.
yeah. So again, for you, you know that balance is supposed to be there, and you can see that that's not. But yeah, that's in the morning. That's what you have issue with. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. For a good 10 seconds or so, Kane is staring at these scales, waiting for them to tip back to their normal. And when they don't, he kind of he mutters to himself something along the lines of, "This place is truly accursed. If even the scales are tipped one way." And he'll just kind of grumpily stuff the merchant scales and the coins back into his backpack and kind of look at Bula and say, "I guess we should go and see how the others slept."
Cool. Do you have anything that you do, Amaros, in the morning?
Yeah. Amaros, while he wakes up, he gets dressed like any other day, but he also tries to use his scarf to polish his arm brace in a way that kind of tries to hide it a little bit, that he's polishing something.
Okay. And are you trying to keep this a secret from Tisvan?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a sleight of hand then. Natural 20.
I'm worried that the natural 20 gets rolled outside of combat.
So yeah, so you polish whatever it is you're polishing, and Tisvan is none the wiser.
I don't see shit. Too focused on the chainmail, probably.
That's it. Yeah, you're doing your own thing at the moment, so you're not doing it. So and also, Amros, you're if you were doing this within the cupboard, it's probably very difficult for him to see inside the cupboard. So he could probably do that quite easily without.
I mean, the cupboard is technically open, so it's a matter of in which angle he's sitting compared to where the opening
I suppose so. Yeah,
is.
it depends if he's sitting in front of the doors or if he's sitting to the side. But either way, with a natural 20, you manage to effortlessly conceal what you're doing. Galatea, just remind me, did you finish the bottle off last night?
No, just the cup.
Just the cup. So how much did you drink? 2 cups, one downstairs, one upstairs? Or just one in total?
Just the one.
Just the one, okay.
Finished the water.
All right. So I'll say, well, you had a cup and you gave a cup to the other one. So you've still probably got 2/3 of the bottle left.
Cool.
But yes. Yes, note that down. So yeah, if you want to, you are free to let me know to meet up or let me know what you want to do.
Oh yeah.
Moira, at the end of her morning ritual thing, stands up like bum up, reaching to the floor. It's almost as if she's stretching. And then just deep inhale, reaching for the skies, and opens her eyes to look out the window. What's the weather like? Is it the same rainy weather?
So, although you can see the light through the window, because they're stained glass windows, it's very difficult to actually see any details out through the window. So you can't really sort of see what that's like at the moment. You can hear the pitter patter of rain still against the window.
Okay, so inhale, reaching for the skies. Open her eyes, sees kind of hear the rain.
Yep.
And kind of disappointedly, just arms flop down to her side with a. Usually this thing is it's supposed to bring calm into the early morning, but considering our circumstances, it's not really working. Or maybe it's just the fact that I have not been doing this for the past couple of mornings. The mother is upset at me, clearly. Oh well. Back to the routine then, I guess. As she starts cleaning the dirt, or gathering up the dirt and herbs and grass and putting it into her different pouches.
And when you do this ritual normally, do you get any sort of sense of the day from this ritual, or what are you trying to glean from this ritual?
It's just nothing really. It's just something that she does, but hasn't been in the spiritual place to do because of the situation that we are in.
Yeah.
But usually it's beautiful morning. Yay.
Excellent. Well, yeah, unfortunately, you can't really see exactly what the day is like outside. Again, the light is what you can see from the outside. It hasn't changed from the morning, from the previous day. But you can still hear the rain pitter-pattering against it. So it's, again, disorientating because it seems like it's exactly the same as it was when you went to sleep. And you feel well rested. So you would imagine that the normal amount of time, 7-8 hours of sleep, 6-7-8 hours that you would normally have has probably passed because you feel well rested, but doesn't seem like time has passed in regards to what you would be used to, which is the sun setting and rising. So it does feel a little bit odd. But yeah, so unless anyone has anything else that they would do in the morning, I assume that you will all probably want to head down into the bar.
Yeah, when Moira's done or sort of just as she's packing up, Galatea suddenly sits up. He goes, "Oh, Moira, I need your help."
Oh, good morning.
Hey,
Everything okay?
sorry. Yes, sorry. Oh, oh, um, yeah. There's someone downstairs. You know the grumpy guy from last night.
Yes.
The one by the bar, the really drunk one.
Yes.
Okay, well, you know how the letter said that someone's been bitten? It's his sister. He's
Oh yeah.
and she's dying, and we can't
Oh
lose
dear.
that, can we? Can you do something?
Well, maybe not. Depending on the situation, I would need to see the situation.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't hurt to try, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe the others can help as well. I don't really. I'm sorry, I haven't really asked anything
Oh,
about you all.
don't you worry your pretty little head. Drink some water. You've had
Oh yeah,
you did have some drinks last time. Drink some water.
that's a good idea.
Let's go downstairs. And she just, Moira just grabs Galatea's wrist and is just pulling her downstairs.
Okay, Mom. Galatea just follows.
Awesome. Do the rest of you head down as well?
Yeah, once Tisman hears the others start moving, he'll exit and go down. Probably bring Amaros with him.
Yep.
Cool.
I follow suit.
And Kane and Bula, same?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you head down downstairs, and as you come down the stairs and approach and head into the bar, the fire still blazing away. There are different patrons in the bar at this time than were there originally, but you do see Zachariah behind the bar still, and Galatea, you notice Johan, the faun that you were talking to last night, seems to be fast asleep on what look like several tables that have been sort of pushed together to make some sort of makeshift bed. He just seems to be laying on it, snoring away quite loudly, with a blanket kind of pushed onto him. The other people in the bar don't seem to be giving him much notice. They just keep going around their own conversations and stuff. He's just they're probably, these two tables that have been put together are probably over by the fire to keep him warm while he's sleeping. But he's obviously no longer unconscious in the same way as he was last night. He seems to just be fast asleep and snoring loudly. And as you come down, you'll see the friendly face of Zachariah, and he gives you a brisk wave and says, "Oh, good morning, good morning. I trust you." He didn't say good morning. He said, "Welcome. I trust that you slept well."
Like a log. Thank you for the wine.
No problem at all. And hey, look, now that you mention it, and he points above the bar behind him, and you'll see the sketch that you did last night in a small wooden frame, and it's just been nailed up just above or just to the side of where the door is for the kitchen, so everyone can sort of see it from the bar. I put it here for you. Very, very impressive. I already have several people comment on what a beautiful place this is. Does it have a name, this place?
You know what? I forgot the village. It's near. Ah, it's one of my favorite places.
That is all right. If perhaps the name will come back to you. You seem to have a problem with names. I've noticed this.
Yeah, I'm not good with. What? Speaking of, what's his name? The one over there.
But Johan, who's asleep, you mean?
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes. I didn't want to wake you last night. He came around again. He was all good, but I put him to sleep because he needed the rest. He is not good for anything if he's so drunk that he can't even stand. So he will probably need a few hours more, but he will have slept off most of it by now, I would imagine.
Moira, standing next to Galatia, kind of to herself, but also kind of not to herself, mumbles. She probably had a bit more to drink than she probably should have.
But please, can I get you anything, any more drink, any more food? You traveling? Are you continuing your journey? What are you up to today?
Well, I was gonna see if Johan would wake up sometime.
I mean, if you want to go and wake him up, that's up to you. It's
that doesn't seem like a good idea.
Oh, I'm sure. I would like to comment on whether it is or it isn't. I'm sure if it is for a good reason, he will be happy. I mean, he has been sleeping probably as long as you have now, so.
Yeah. I don't. I think we'll leave him for a bit.
Yeah, very well. Yes.
I think we are going to wait for our friends and figure out a plan for the day. In the meantime, and Moira is gonna grab a stool because she is small.
Yes.
And climb onto the stool and face Zachariah and ask, if I could make a... She thinks for the word. Barter?
Barter? Yes, of course. What would you like to barter for?
Any information or location of a person who might, or somebody who might know how to make potions of some kind, or like just recipes of the sort.
Oh yes, of course. I can give you this. Just nothing to barter for. I can give you just simple information like this. It's not a problem. If you head out of here, the Thirsty Oak, and you head to the center of town, you will find there is a large. There's a well in the middle. This is the center of town, and to the west of this, you will find an apothecary. The person who runs this is she's named Cremini, and I believe that she has these sort of things: apothecary potions and this and that. It's probably something would be interesting to you.
Oh, wonderful, fantastic.
Yes,
so I don't need to pay anything.
No. This is common knowledge. Anyone could point you in the right direction. Do not need to trade for this. The apothecary is it is called the Gardener's Salve.
Gardener's
Salve.
Gardener's Salve.
Yes. Sorry, my accent. It is sometimes difficult to pronounce the words. But yes, it's a good place. don't have much call for it myself. Make my own potions here if you like. Yes, they've been here many years and use many of the natural resources of the forest to create potions and other things for medicines and such.
Wonderful. I'm a bit of a herbalist myself.
Ah.
But I on our little journey to this town, I realized I'm not really recognizing all the things.
That is probably because you're not from the Feywild. We have many different plants and things here. So, but yes, Crimini would probably have a lot of information. Maybe pass some of this information for you so you can identify things.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Yes, it's very good. Just remember, as I said yesterday, your bartering is probably be useful here for purchasing things, certain information and things for skills like this. That is probably where you'd want to use your barter.
Yes, I have thought of things.
Good. Well, yes. Anything else I can help you or your friends? And I presume the rest of you have come into the bar by this point.
Yep.
Can I get you anything else? Any of the information? Are you heading out of Lakeshorn on your adventure? I don't know where it is that you are heading, or if you know, you're obviously new to this area.
I might have something, a little stop before we go anywhere else, if everyone's okay with it. I can fill you in if. Sorry.
Yeah, that should be all right. You can fill us in on the way to wherever we're going.
We could also have breakfast.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Breakfast might be a good idea to have first. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it is. I guess it is a bit early or late for breakfast, but we can provide you with food. Yes, not a problem. Lesser can make you whatever your heart desires. What kind of food would you like?
Do you have eggs?
Eggs, yes, we have eggs. Yes, very simple. We can do those. We have meats. We have bacon. We have. You can have these hunks of bread and meat. We have some meals prepared that you can have as well, but we can give you a platter of food. So you can pick and choose what you want if you're interested.
Galatea looks a little bit nauseated and just sort of steps aside.
No, you.
Oh,
All of us, you need to eat. Sit down.
Yes, very good to have a good meal after a long sleep. Give you energy for the day. But yes, but for food, what do we trade for food this morning? What would you have you to offer?
Oh dear.
Galatea just looks to Moira.
Okie dokie. Let's see. What do we have?
Don't forget, it doesn't have to be any items you have specifically. We can perhaps there are some tasks that you can perform to help to trade. Many of the other creatures here in the Fey, myself included, have their own certain things that they enjoy. So as you can see, and he points to the back wall above the fireplace, I have my own kind of interest. I like to collect items from travelers and people who have come through. So have certain interest in clothing from different people from different places. So I have certain things. And you can see on the wall there's a sort of a myriad of different sort of bits of clothing. There might be like the sleeve of a jacket, a glove, an old sock that's on there. Just different things that he's obviously collected off of people that he's traded with. Seems a bit sort of an eccentric sort of thing to collect and put on your wall, but that seems something that he's interested in. And of course there is the old favorite experiences, memories, colors, those sort of things. They're very, very, very valuable to people here in the Shadow Fey, especially because obviously because we are unable to leave. Anything new to keep our spirits up is very highly tradable for people. I myself keep myself busy keeping other people and newcomers like yourself, so I am quite happy compared to. But as you travel, you may find other people who are want specific things. But breakfast, yes. Who is one to six of you? 6 breakfasts. So, do you have anything you wish to trade? Anything specific that you would like me to trade, or I can ask for specific things from you?
Well, I don't know if this would suffice, but if it's not a bother, could I speak to the chef?
To Lizard? Oh, of course. Lizard! And he shouts out again to the door. And after a few moments, the door swings open with fervor, and Alyssa, the Furbog, comes through with her cleaver in hand. And she says, Yes, what is it? What do you want now? Oh, good morning, everybody. Well, not good morning. Good day to you all. I could stop myself saying that. Can I prepare any food for you? What is it would you like?
Well, we were wondering breakfast, and I am not sure if this would be an okay sort of payment, but Moira is like looking at both
Lissa? Yeah.
Yeah, and Zachary, kind of addressing both, and but as a form of barter for the breakfast, I wish to make your day easy. I'm sure that you are wonderful in your job and know how to do your things, but I would just like to make things a little easier, and I'm going to cast guidance on Lissa.
Okay. All right. So you cast guidance.
Yes, I reach out and give a touch on Lissa's arm.
Okay. So do you do that before she's answered you, or do you just cast the spell?
Oh, well, okay. I'm like, I wait for a response before completing the cast.
Okay, cool. So Lisa looks down at you and she says, how do I put this? I think I'm good. I think I have all the skills that I need. If you are unhappy with anything I have prepared previously, I can try to accommodate you. Was the food last night, was it not as tasty as you were expecting, or?
Oh no! It was wonderful. But I'm just trying to get us breakfast.
Yes, I can prepare a breakfast on you. If it is payment you're asking for, Zachariah deals with all the payment and things. I don't need anything myself particularly, but thank you for offering. I will try to make the food as good as I can for you. Is that all right?
I look at Zachary.
Zachariah goes, yes. You do barter with me if you're talking about with the trade for Alyssa. Will I can make you food or make you whatever you like, but usually payment goes from me. I am the bartender, and these sort of things happen. And Alyssa is very good at her job, cooking and cleaning and these sort of things. But if you would wish to trade with me, and she will be compensated back for whatever we do. She is well taken care of.
Okay.
But yes, I mean,
kind of melts just but embarrassment.
But you were trading for things. This I assume you were using some sort of enhancement. Is this what you wanted to trade? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's good. I think it is not so valuable here for this kind of thing. We relish more experiences and objects of much value to be traded. So something that like this, like a spell or something that is temporary, it's not so. Not as valuable because you can do this whenever, I suppose. So, not to say that it is not worth something to you, but I think for us it is not as important. But it's perhaps something that I would like, if I may make a suggestion. Is that okay? A suggestion of something you have, because you are. So tiny. Your clothes are particularly unique compared to other creatures that come here before. So, would I be able to take something small, something perhaps you don't even miss, just something little, and then I can provide you with food for the day. It will go up on my wall at the back, you see.
What exactly is he asking?
He wants a piece of your clothing because you're so small, and that's unique to him. He wants a piece of tiny clothing. So, is it what kind of what are you wearing? What have you got on you currently?
Hold on. I have well, I have a dress, like a cloak, and like a sash belt thing.
Do you have any gloves or boots or anything like that?
No.
So so he'll look and he'll say to you, perhaps the sash is very nice. The might look good on the wall, or perhaps your hooded cloak. This is very nice. It's very nice shape. I even like color. Or perhaps if you're not willing to part with the piece of clothing, perhaps you're willing to part with the color of it. Is it like your picture? Is it a green hooded cloak that you wear, or is it different color?
Yeah, green, and the sash is purple.
Okay, so he'll say, "Oh, perhaps the color I can take either from the sash or from the hooded cloak itself. It is these colors could be quite useful to me. So perhaps if you don't want to trade the clothing, perhaps the color. Or we could take the color from something else like color of your fur, color of your eyes, color of your ears." Any of those small, insignificant things you probably won't even miss.
I can give the sash.
You give me the sash or the color from the sash?
The sash.
Oh, the actual sash. Oh, perfect. If you are happy to part with this, I can trade this for meals for you all.
But you can put it up for decoration.
Oh yes, it will adorn the wall behind you. It will be a very very welcome, and I'll be able to tell people the tale of the person who gave to me. What was your name again, so I can tell people?
Galatea is going to shake her head very slightly.
Bluebell.
Bluebell. Oh, very very nice name. Welcome in, Bluebell. It is a pleasure to do business with you. And he holds his hand out for the sash.
I give the sash.
Perfect. So he'll take the sash and he'll just wrap it around his finger for the moment so he can put it up later. And very good. Thank you very much for your brother. It is very good. And Lisa will prepare your meals. Would you like to take a seat? And I will have her bring it over to you. Drinks for the morning? Anything you would like to drink?
I look at Galatea. Water.
Yeah. Okay.
Water? Yes, I can provide water for you all. Yes. Anything else for any of you? Any point? He looks towards Amros and Tisfin.
Water would be fine for me. I don't really have anything specifically to trade. I do have a bun from a town outside of the Fey, if that's interesting to you by any means.
Possibly, but the water is included with the meal. If you wanted something else, I would trade with you, but the water is included.
Oh, I was offering the bun for the meal itself.
Oh no, the sash is a payment for all of the food. That is fine.
Oh, the sash was.
Yes, something. Yes, the sash would cover all these things. The way the bartering works here is if it is something that is personal to someone, it is of greater value than say, something that is easily come by. Somebody's personal clothing, for me at least, is worth to do the trading with. So yes, we have made a bargain. All the food, including if you're only having water, then that is fine, and that is all included. If you wanted to trade for something greater, then obviously I would ask for something of more value. This is easy, fine payment. If you want something else other than water, then yes, we trade for something else. But if it is only water, that is fine.
Okay, then I understand a little bit better. But yeah, water is fine for me. Though I gotta say, that is some of the best beds I've been sleeping for a long time.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. That is very nice to hear. I'm very glad. We do not have strangers come here too often. It is only now and then people find their way, sadly find their way here into the Shadow Fey. So it is nice to know that our beds and things are being maintained well. And does anyone else want anything else, or are you happy with to have the meal and the water?
Yes.
Water is good.
Okay, and so he'll just say that he'll bring it over to you, or have Alyssa bring it over to you, wherever you sit.
Moira's just gonna hide under her cloak.
Okay.
And then like addressing the others, she's like, I embarrassed myself. Hide in shame I shall.
You're fine. I mean, we're both not good at this. That's okay. I made it worse, didn't I? Sorry.
So, the rest of you, good sleep? You good?
I'm fine. I've been awake for a while, so...
I slept very well, and if you want something to do in the middle of the night, I have the card deck from when we traveled on the car, and if you just want to play something on your own.
Thank you, but in the hours I get, waiting for the rest of you to wake up is a good time to get my morning prayer in and check over my equipment.
I can't argue against that.
So, a table? Should we? Can we just keep an eye on this guy?
And the faun on the table by the fire is just snoring loudly. There are other patrons in the bar as well. They're a mix of sort of faun and go folk who are just sipping drinks and not really paying too much mind to you. They sort of have a little glances at you every now and again because you do look very different than a lot of the people that are in town. They obviously can see that you're strangers to this area, but they don't seem to be too concerned. They just seem to be having their private chats.
Has he slept the night here?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he hit his head, pretty bad, but he's fine. I checked. He's fine.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he might need some help when he wakes up. I'm gonna tell about what I remember from the night before, which is surprisingly a lot, but no names. Forgot his name again.
Johan.
Oh yeah, no, Galatea forgot his name again.
Oh, is it?
I've got a handy little NPC list.
And I guess you guys sit down somewhere in the bar, and after a little while, Liz will come out and deliver you water and a selection of different meats and cheeses and breads and things for the morning. Some eggs for you, Moira.
Nom 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 nom.
So yeah, what is your plan? What are you planning to do next, guys?
I'm not sure if the rest of you would want to readily help someone who we've only just met, but there was that shipment of vodka that the bartender wanted from High Hankle.
Shipment of vodka?
Yes, I was speaking to it yesterday before everything got a bit hairy, no pun intended, with the fella that's taking a nap over there.
Right. Yep.
And I believe that Galatea had something that they wanted us to do before we left Lancashire.
Yeah, I just said. Okay, I'll go through it again. That guy over there, his sister got bit. I think it's the one from the letter, and I really want to help, but I can't help. Moira said she'd take a look. Maybe we can try. She's dying.
That's not very good. Maybe that's why he was in such a foul mood with me yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, if he's going through such a tough time, I don't want to be the one who makes it worse. I'd rather make it better.
I think he'd appreciate that. He might be asleep for a while. Should we try and wake him, or I just feel like that might not end well. But I also don't know how much time we have.
If you are gonna wake him, it might be best if I wait outside.
Okay.
Just in case he harbors any grudges from yesterday.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does anyone else? Are you all okay with coming with? I mean, I can try. Moira said. Are you still okay with it, Moira?
Yes, I would at least like to have a look and see if there's anything that can be done.
Okay.
I'm open to at least see if we can help in some way.
I mean, I don't know what you all do, but I at least know Moira has some abilities that could, and I was hoping we could find some way of helping. If we're here anyway, we might as well create some favors.
I'll wait outside. My powers could possibly help his sister, but that doesn't mean he has to see me. Just come and get me when you guys are done, I guess.
Okay. Before you go, and to all of you, come up with a name for now. I don't think we should give anyone ours.
That's a good precaution. I'll come up with something while I'm waiting outside, I guess.
I think it's quite valuable as well. So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll try and go over and wake him very, very gently.
Okay. And so you're heading outside, are you, Kane?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna go for a slow walk around the town, maybe scope it out a bit while these guys are having a conversation with the dude who doesn't seem too happy with me.
Okay. So so as you step out into the slightly muddy street outside the front, you see well, the first thing that you notice actually when you come out, high above the rooftops of the houses that are in the immediate direction to you, you're reminded of the very bright violet kind of firelight that comes from this tall white tower towards what you assume is the center of town, to your left as you exit. Just seem to burning brightly in the sky, like illuminated with this violet color. And then down the path you see various houses. There are a number of goat folk and satyrs and fauns sort of going about their daily business. There is a female a faun who is currently sweeping outside her front door. There are a couple who are pulling vegetables and harvesting from their garden. There are a few children that seem to be running around through the muddy puddles and splashing each other. It just seems like just a quaint small town as it did the day before. And do you any particular direction you head in, or you just wandering?
Let me zoom out a bit here.
I will say as well, Bula will kind of give a nod to the others before also following Kane out and like trudging along just behind him.
Okay, so you're going to go with.
I think perhaps Kane would go for a kind of a loop, like a long loop around the town, maybe hoping that when he arrives back at the sort of tavern / inn, he'll maybe the others would have finished by then. So maybe what, 10 minutes?
Okay, yep, sure. So you sort of going to head sort of up this path, going up sort of at north and then sort of around into like towards the center of town, I guess.
Yeah. Would you let me use those 10 minutes to cast a ritual spell, or would I have to be stood still?
If you were doing a ritual, you'll probably need to be stopped still.
Okay, that's fine. I won't do it yet then. I'll just go for a wander.
Just going for a little walk. Okay, so we'll just put you sort of heading, just leisurely sort of walking up this way with Bula and sort of scoping the place out as you go. One thing as you go, you do notice that the people of the town definitely notice you. The two of you stand out quite a lot compared to the other folk here. As I said before, it's mainly goat folk, fauns, satyrs, a few furbolgs and things, but there's not many human characters or any half-orcs or anything like that. So you definitely are surprised to some people. The children that you do see sort of, stop and stare at you. A lot of the other goat folks either sort of keep their distance or perhaps just sort of go back into their houses if they see you coming. They try to nonchalantly avoid you, is probably the best way of saying it. They don't look as if they're trying to go out of the way, but they're kind of veering off if you walk towards them or anything. They seem to be just wanting to keep their distance. Not afraid per se, but just wary of newcomers.
Yeah, I think honestly, Kane is good with that deal. That sounds like something he's thankful for as well. Everyone keep their distance and just give him a chance to observe and assess. Yeah,
and as you walk around, you see more of the buildings very similar to the ones that you saw yesterday. Usually one, sometimes a 2-story building, and they're all sort of made of this, nice pieces of sort of darker wood, but they all have roofs that are very similar, all made from this sort of thatch and grass and things growing off the side, and they the roofs come down like sort of almost in an A-frame sort of shape down to the ground where they meet, and that's where the grass and moss grows up the building. So from at certain angles, the houses sort of blend in to the land around it. So almost like a sort of a camouflage. So if you were viewing from like way above, you probably wouldn't notice the buildings as much. But the two of you go on a little walk outside. In the meantime, back in the tavern, Galatea, you're going to go and wake up the sleeping faun, yes?
Yeah.
Was anyone else doing anything else before we go with Galatea?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, don't think so.
Cool. Go for it.
Okay. I go over and
He's basically lying on his back. He's got a kind of a small like blanket like rug kind of sort of flown over his middle. And his arms are just sort of draped by the side, and he is just snoring very loudly on his back. Almost the table's shaking under his reverberating as he's snoring.
Okay. Okay. Galatea is gonna sort of reach out to towards him to touch him, but just holding back a couple of times, taking a few tries before she sort of lightly touches his arm.
So you just lightly like brush against his arm?
Like just touch with the palm. Yeah. Like.
Oh, okay. He doesn't. He continues just snoring. He seems to be in quite a deep sleep.
Hello.
Doesn't. It's difficult. When he's snoring, it's a lot louder than when you're talking.
Yeah.
So he again, it doesn't seem to be any acknowledgement.
Okay. Galatea is gonna try and clear the throat very loudly. But...
Okay. So how loud are you being?
Sort of like.
Okay. Give me a performance check.
Oh no. Do I have to roll good or bad for this?
You have to see. Oh, that's bad.
Well,
so you go clearing your throat. But unfortunately, you do it just at a time as he's making a very loud snore, and it gets drowned out.
I'm just gonna look towards the others and shrug a little.
Tisvan will take a step forward. So he stands side by side with Galatea, then just reach his hand down, put it on the man's shoulder, and shake him a bit.
Okay, cool. When you do that, and suddenly his eyes flick open, and he stares straight up. I don't know if you're standing above him or not, but he looks straight up at the ceiling where he is, and his hand goes up towards his hip, but in doing so he is unbalanced because he's not laying on the floor, he's laying on these two tables, and the tables seem to topple over towards the fire, and he rolls off onto his chest. But as soon as he does, he jumps up to his feet, hand at his waist, and you see that as he puts his hand down, he grabs as if something was there on his hip, and after a second or two, he looks down and realizes there's something on his hip is missing. And he looks around wide-eyed for a moment before then grabbing the sides of his head and closing his eyes and just letting out a loud, "Oh, my head!" And Zachariah from the other side of the bar shouts out, "It's all right, Johan. I have them behind the bar. Don't worry. It is all good. You have not lost them. They're here." And Johan just holds his hands and his eyes, and he just staggers backwards and forwards a little bit. And after a moment, he cracks open one eye, still holding his head in his hands, and looks towards you, Tisvan, and he says, "What do you want?"
Sorry.
You spoke with my...
"Oh, not so loud." He grabs his head and he closes his eyes again.
Tisvan will lower his voice and more like whisper. You spoke with my friend here last night. I don't know how much you remember, but about a situation that we might be able to help you with.
And he, again, holding his head still, he tries to crack his eye open again, but the light in the room is just too much, and he just sort of squints at you. "Your friend? Yeah, who are you? What day is it?"
It's the same day. Same old day.
What?
You're okay.
What? What day?
Yeah.
What day is it?
It's been 2 days since she was bitten.
He seems to be having a real trouble grasping where he is and what's going on. So when you mention about the bite and that, he doesn't seem to. There seems to be no recollection there of what you're talking about. He seems to be focused on knowing what day it is.
Okay.
2
days. 2 days. What? 2 days.
Tisfan will raise his look up towards Zachariah in a questioning manner, trying to indicate what day is it to him.
Okay. So yeah, Zachariah comes over, and he stays a little bit away from Johan, and he looks at you, Tisfan, and says, yes, well, it is Uzuno. To which Johan closes his eyes. Uzuno. 2 days. 2 days then. Need a drink. And Zachariah will say, yes, I get you fresh water, very good drink. It make you and you can, and before he can say anything else, Johan takes his hands off his temples and looks directly at Zachariah and says, "No, give me a drink." And Zachariah goes, okay, he get the usual, yes, okay. And he plods back behind the bar to get him a draft of ale. And Johan just sits, just slumps down onto a chair, resting his arm on the table and holding his head with one hand. And he looks up at you again, Tisfan. What does your friend look like? Did I talk to them last night?
Gonna just wave very slightly. Hi.
And he'll look over at you, Galatea. I have no memory of you.
That's okay.
While this is happening, Moira is just gonna casually lean towards Amoros and whisper, "Are we supposed to help his sister or him?"
In this scenario, I kind of think both.
Oh boy.
And Johan will sit there and just try and make sense of what he's been doing, trying to remember what happened previously before he went to sleep. And he'll be rubbing his temples, and then he'll move to a certain point on his head, and he'll be did somebody hit me? Oh God! Oh, my head.
You slept.
Slept?
Yeah, the bar. It was slippery. It wasn't.
Yes. I can't. I don't remember. But okay. One more scar is not going to kill me, I suppose. Did you say we talked? What do we talk about?
Your sister. We want to help.
When you say about his sister, there's a moment of confusion, and then you see in his eyes a sadness suddenly, and a realization as he remembers about his sister.
I know, but if we want to help, we need to be quick, don't we?
Sister. I failed my sister and my father. You know of my sister, Sohana?
Yes. We know about the bite.
And you think you can help with this?
We can at least try.
Okay. And he shakily stands up on his feet. Seems to be able to hold his weight now, and but just still a bit groggy. Still sways a little bit on his feet, but he's able to hold his own weight. And he makes his way over to the bar where Zachariah has got an ale on the bar ready for him. And he walks over and he puts one hand on the bar, takes the tankard in his other hand, and just downs the pipe, and then slams the tankard back on the top of the bar again. Right. Sister. Okay. He turns around and sees you, and you see that his face seems less. He seems less confused now. He seems to be slightly more focused, and he looks around the bar as if trying to find something, and then Zachariah from behind slides over the top of the bar two swords, which Johan picks up and starts affixing back to the side of his armor again. Right. You better come with me then. If you can help my sister, I would be most grateful. Although, to be honest, I do not hold much hope. But follow me. And he walks out of the front door.
I guess we follow.
Yeah.
And as you head out of the front door, we will jump back to Kane and Bula. So on your little walk around, you will say you headed up north, had a look along. There's several different buildings that you see here, various different sizes, very, very, very similar to one another. Some are larger than others. There are ones that have flowers growing on the sides of them, but they're all very, very, very sort of similar and in their look and their design. However, when you come round the corner, sort of looping back, you come towards the main sort of feature that you saw of this town, which is this great big tower, white tower, that has this violet flame at the top of it, which is casting this sort of eerie sort of violet light back down onto the town. But now that you're nearer to it, you realize that this isn't actually a white tower. It's actually a tree, or what is left of a very tall, very wide tree. Let me just grab my note here because I've forgotten where I put it. 1 second, please. Yeah, so it's a very large tree with fine pale white bark, and as you get nearer to it, you start to see that there are quite intricate carvings that you can be seen on the base of the trunk, and along the thick roots that sort of go out in all directions and into the ground, and the patterns and the carvings seem to spiral up towards the top of this large sort of white tree, and but the reason you thought that this was a tower previously is because as you look up the tree, there aren't any branches or any leaves on this. It's basically a very, very, very tall tree trunk essentially, and it ascends probably about 80 feet into the air. And this white bark at the top, as you look up, you can see it's sort of replaced by a sort of a grey, ashy color towards the very top. And then where the canopy should be is instead a kind of a broken stump that just juts straight up above, and which this large sort of violet ball of fire is sitting at the very top of it. And as you pass by the front of it, looking up, you notice that there seems to be a doorway at the very front of the tree as you're coming off from the path. And standing in front of the doorway, you see a large owlin holding a shield and a spear, some sort of guard standing in front of the doorway itself.
Does he shy away from us like the rest of the residents have?
No, the owlin doesn't seem to regard you at all. It just seems to stand there, just looking straight out, just like you assume guarding the place, the front door at least, and very, very much a bit like the guards outside Buckingham Palace. Just don't move, don't say anything, just stand very still in place, almost like a statue. And you can see that the path continues on, looping round back to where you originally came in, down to the south, down this way. But it also ventures off slightly northwest towards what looks like the center of town.
Beula's actually gonna walk up to the owlin and she's just gonna be like, "Hey, what is this place? What are you got in there?"
So as soon as you make any forward motion towards the owlin, the owlin suddenly shouts out, "Halt!" And it lowers its spear and the shield in a defensive pose. "This tower is strictly off limits to commoners. Be about your business, peasant, or feel the force of the Scarwood Guard."
You know what? Beula is gonna goal boss, I guess. And at him saying that, she's gonna be like, "And who are you to assume that I am not of importance?"
He looks towards you, raising an eyebrow, and he says, "Listen to me, oaf. I can tell a yokel around here from anyone who of some importance. You're just some hick. Now, as I say, be about your business."
Kane is gonna turn to Beula upon hearing all of this, and he's just gonna say to her, This place is truly full of surprises, Beula. Even the owls are dicks."
Do you say this loud enough for him to hear, or just to Beula?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He looks flicks his eyes towards you, and he says, "Taunt me all you like, you peon. You cannot get a rise from me. I am a well-trained Scarwood guard, and if you don't back down now, I shall be forced to call others of my kind, and we shall have you put in jail."
Maybe sticking around here isn't in our best interests right now, Bula.
Bula is going to like pout and I think she's gonna flip off the bird as she runs away. Well, she's not even gonna run away. She's gonna walk away very slowly, glaring him down with intimidation for days as she flips him off.
Giving the bird to the bird.
Giving the bird to the bird. And as you slowly start to move away, he lowers his spear and shield and takes back up his stance again. And he just calls after you. "That's it. That's right, Bumpkin. Stick your answers at the bottom of an ale tankard like you're used to."
Okay, she's not gonna like that. She's gonna turn around and very quickly run up to the tree and try and touch it. Just any part of the tree.
Okay.
Even if it's just a root near her.
Okay. As soon as you head towards to try and touch the tree or head towards him again, he immediately comes down with the shield and the spear, and he makes the gesture that he's going to attack if you come any closer.
That's fine. She's still touching the tree. She's pissed him off now.
Okay.
He's pissed her off now. I can word.
Cool. All right. Then can you two please roll me initiative?
Ah, fuck. Okay. To be fair, this owl has it coming. He's a real piece of work.
Oh, 1 second. I've got to start the encounter, haven't I? Otherwise, it won't do anything. There we go.
Oh, this is gonna be
I was
good.
just gonna say I can't roll initiative without an encounter.
Yeah, no worries. Hang on, let me just grab someone to put in here. Oh, did I not put him in the...
Meanwhile, the rest of us are sitting here with popcorn.
Meanwhile, the rest
Okay, I
of
just
us
want to
are
say
just
one
having
thing.
We
breakfast
found our
and
own fight.
chit-chatting.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought Fey started some music, but apparently, like, building up a battle theme, but no, it was a hail starting outside my window.
Oh, was it? Oh, dear.
Even the weather's on our side.
Right, let me... Right, let me put this here, and then... Oh, I did have them there. Okay, fine. Perfect. All right, let me just drop this guy on here. I don't have an owl in at the moment. I just have to put in on as what looks like an Aarakocra. And you were moving this way, so we'll put... Oh, yeah, we'll put Bula slightly closer like that because she was going forward to touch the roots. Okie dokie. Let me find the encounter. Did you guys roll initiative?
Is it ready to be rolled now?
Yeah, it should be ready to go.
Cool. Initiative.
Why do I always roll so crap for initiative?
Oh.
Be surprised if mine's good. Yeah.
Guess you gotta give everyone else a
Oh, wow.
chance.
I have a -1. I got very lucky.
You roll very high. That's good. So I'm not going to give him like a surprise attack round or anything like that because I think you were probably aware that he would attack you if you didn't back down. So I'm not going to say that he attacks you first. So we'll go just in the initiative order. Okay. Let me put on the appropriate music. Oh, I hate... Oh, go away. I hate when you have like... when you're trying to click on something and it has like a little hover thing that covers what you're trying to click on and then you can't actually click on it.
Oh, yeah.
Bad UI design, that's what I say. Right. This one. No, where are we? Where is? Oh, yeah, here. Okay. So, oh, you know what? I've put the wrong one down. Okay. I'll have to make a note of this. All right. All right, I'll have to use this information. Right, okay, fine. So, beginning, Kane, you see that as Bula goes forward, you're prepared enough for so things might go south as soon as Bula lunges forward, and you manage to get the jump on the guard as it pulls out its spear and its shield, and seems to be heading towards Bula aggressively. What would you like to do?
To cast command on the owlet.
Okay.
Does this put it into the chat? Let's see. Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to say the word drop.
Okay.
A wisdom saving throw.
Got a wisdom saving throw. Let me just read over the information here 1 second.
I don't think it should be DC 12. I think that's wrong. I might be wrong though, possibly.
Let's have a look. Just double check it on your D&D Beyond, just to make sure we've got the right information coming through.
It could be that it's only 12, in which case I've made a grave error. But hey,
Let's have a little look on here. Where you are, command. Yeah, wisdom save of 12. That's what it says.
Ah, damn.
So, now let me see. I was just trying to see if this isn't a charm ability, is it? So that's I'm playing to play. Okay, cool. So I need to make a wisdom saving throw. Right, let me have a look on here. Where is my... okay.
Fingers crossed.
Why is it not giving me... Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, it's a natural one. So, as it goes towards Bula to try and attack, you send out this command. Do you say something, or is this just like just a silent spell that you send out, or how do you do this? You have to vocalize it. You have to say that word.
Going off the description of the spell, I have to say one word, and I can only say one word. And
right.
The word is drop.
Okay, perfect. So as you say that, you see the owlin suddenly go rigid, and it drops its shield and its spear on the floor.
Yeah, great. And then I will use my movement to. I'll probably go here. And I will just say to Bula, we need not harm him. Just teach him a lesson for being so rude.
Let me see. The target drops. Whatever. Okay, I think it actually happens on their turn. So we'll say that you move. You say the command. You move, and you tell Bula that, and then it's the start of its go. So it drops the things, and then that's the end of its go. And now it's Bula's turn.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Perfect. All right.
That is helpful, because I wasn't sure if it was my turn yet or if it was going to be the bird first.
Yeah,
so.
no, I was just looking at it, and it says like if you say the drop as the example, it says it drops the things and then it ends its turn. So I would assume it does whatever you say at the command at the start of its turn. So yes, so Bula, it's your turn. So the owlin that was in front of you just drops its shield and its spear on the ground in front of you.
Cool. Then I am going to grapple it, and depending on the grapple success or failure, I will then say something.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're doing a strength. Is it contested strength, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
Okay. So that'll be an ability check.
I want to say grappling is... It would be Bula's athletics versus his acrobatics or athletics. He gets to choose.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. I can use my ability check and I can choose which one it is.
Okay, I am going to say as well though first, because I think it will affect... Will it affect? I'm going to click it. Would my rage affect my strength save check? Or strength check?
Your what? Sorry.
Am I using strength for this? I don't know what I'm using for.
Yeah, so you can make an athletics roll. So you roll your which is strength anyway. So you do a roll and then you add whatever you got in athletics to it. So let me just jump into your character sheet. So you've got a +5 to your athletics. So you roll d20 +5 essentially. And
Would raging affect that though?
Don't think so at this time.
I've had a little look. It says that you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws while raging.
Well, there you go then. So if you want to use your bonus action first then to go into a rage?
Yeah, because she's angry. It makes sense that she rages right now.
Yeah, sure. So so you roll with advantage and then add your +5.
So that'd be 25 if I add the +5 onto that as well.
Yes, but you've got advantage, so you can roll again to see if you get a higher number.
Okay.
No, so you still got that. So you got a 25. Actually, no, sorry, it would be 22 because you've already got a +3 on there.
Okay.
It's already added 3 because that's your ability, but it hasn't put your proficiency on there for some reason. So we'll check out why that is in a minute. Okay, so I've got to be at 20. All right, let's see how it goes. So I'm going to do my acrobatics to try and get out of this one. So let's see. No, that's a 5. So you the owlet in front of you drops its spear, drops its shield, and you just grab it round the waist and you hold it in place.
Cool.
And what are you going to say?
Doing that, I am going to intimidate it and scream, "Apologize for being rude!"
Okay, so you've already used your action to grapple. So you can't actually, unfortunately, do an intimidation at this point as well.
That's fine.
But you can still say that.
She's still doing it in an intimidating way, whether or not I'm using an intimidation check.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. All right, so this owlin has been caught off guard. And it's back to top of the round, which is you, Kane.
I guess taking the initiative from Bula, let me see what my charisma's like. I want to say it's abysmal. It might change what I decide to do. Oh, no, actually, my intimidation is a +3. Let's do this. I'll try to intimidate him. I'll kneel down on the floor, looking at this owlin who's just been grappled. And I'll look him in the eyes and I'll just say, what you said was really rather rude to the nice lady. Perhaps you should apologize quite nicely. Yeah, I'll intimidate if I can.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Please be good. I've had worse.
Yeah. So I think now that he appears to have been is grappled, he's dropped his weapons without really understanding why. And now you say that as well. He is slightly worried about it. He's not fearing for his life at the moment, but he is definitely. He thought this was going to be an easy kind of win, and he obviously realizes now that that's not the case. So yeah.
If I still have my bonus and my movement, could I use any combination of those to kind of hit his spear and shield away from his easy reach?
Yeah, you can attempt to do that if you want. So you're gonna you're just gonna pick up his. I'll say you can do one or the other. So do you want to get his shield or his spear and throw it away?
Probably the spear.
His spear. Okay, all right. So you're just gonna lob that.
Yeah, I'm basically just gonna kick it.
Just gonna kick it. Okay, all right. So give me a let's say a strength athletics to see how far you can kick it.
Okay. Again, I'm supposed to be good at that. We're doing okay so far. Please, dice, be nice. God.
Oh. So I'll say that you kick it about 5 feet away. So it's 5 feet away from him now. So he'd have to move to be able to get it.
I was focusing on kneeling down, and I realised how hard it is to kick something when you're kneeling.
No worries.
Okay.
Cool. Are you making any movement, or are you staying where you are?
No, I think that I am most helpful right here.
Okay, cool. All right. So the guard is going to look at you, Bula, as you've got it sort of grappled at the moment, and he's going to say, "Listen, you rube. If you don't let me go right this second, you'll regret it. There's only the rest of my Owlin guard are not too far away, and when they get here, they're going to make an easy meal of you." And he is going to try and use his strength to break out of your thing. So he's going to try and break out your grapple. So it's a contested strength check again. Strength. Oh, hang on a minute. I want to do. Where is my athletics? Okay. Okay, so you've got a 16. That would be with your +2 as well. So, oh, click the wrong button. Whoops, 1 second. Right, I'm back. Okay, so let me see what he can get. He only gets 12, so unfortunately he can't break your grip. But I think he can still attack. Oh no, but he's just used his action to do that. So does he have any bonus actions? Let's see. Any bonus actions? Okay. Okay. Bula, can you please make me a Constitution saving throw? Right. Okay, so, all right. Bula, what is something that a memory that Bula has that's quite important to her?
Oh no, meeting Kane.
Okay. you... The person opposite you, Kane, that you've known for many years, for some reason, as you look across, smiling at Kane, holding this owlin in place and, you know, feeling quite confident, all of a sudden, you don't recognize him. You're not sure who that person is. They seem to be on your side, but you have no idea who they are anymore. What that means for you mechanically is that for the next round, you have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. Oh no, sorry. I get to choose which one. All right. I'm going to say ability checks you have disadvantage on until the end of your next turn. While you try and... While your focus is lost on trying to remember who that person is. And now it's your turn.
Cool. That's it's so fine. I mean, she's still angry at the bird, and she might not remember Kane right now, but she remembers why she's angry at the bird, and she is going to headbutt him.
Okay. Go for it.
Would I just put that under unarmed strike?
It would be an unarmed strike, yeah.
Do I do normal or disadvantage? I don't know how that works with my...
Just a normal attack.
thing.
Yeah, it's just an unarmed strike. We'll say that you're going to do bludgeoning damage if you hit me, you know, by basically headbutting. So you got an 18, which easily hits my armor class. So roll your damage. So 4 points. So you thrust your head forward and you crack your skull against this owlin. One thing you notice though as you do this, where you bring your head forward and you expect to hit this owlin where it's like basically trying to break its beak, it feels weird. When you headbutt forward, you definitely connect with something behind it, but it doesn't feel like the point of a beak. It feels flatter, which is odd. It's almost as if there isn't a beak there. But you definitely connect. You definitely do damage, and the owlin cries out in pain as you headbutt it.
That's good to know. I don't know how much of that she's going to actually be receptive to, other than the fact that it's felt wrong and she doesn't know what that means.
Yep, that's it. Cool. All right. So, anything else you want to do on your turn? Any bonus actions or anything you want to do?
I don't think there is anything I can do, to be honest. I don't think he's still in the grapple. Is he still in the grapple when I headbutted him?
Yeah, he's still in the grapple because he couldn't break out of it.
Okay, yeah, so no, she's just angry, and yeah, she's headbutted him because he was a jerk to her, and she's still got hold of him, which is beautiful.
Perfect. Kane.
Does Bula vocalize anything towards the lines of her not recognizing me?
No, she will have. You probably noticed that she looked at you kind of confused for a moment before she went back to being just angry at the bird.
Okay. I don't know. This seems like it's going too far. I think this dude's been for a lesson at the same time. What do I do? What do I do? I think I might just use my action to try to talk to Bula and this quote unquote Owlin. If I may, I don't think I really have an action that I can do here. These two are kind of locked in their own combat.
I mean, you can still attack him if you want.
I don't want to be the guy punching a dude that's already on the floor being hit, but I believe in balance and two people fighting one-on-one when one obviously has the advantage. I think the scales are tipped enough. I guess Kane will look over to that Alan and Bula, who obviously doesn't know who he is right now, and he'll just say, "Alright, I think that we've taught this very rude gent here a lesson in manners. I think we can let him go now, Bula. We don't want to cause too much disruption here."
Okay, so
Can
you
she
gonna
respond to that, or is it because it's not her turn she can't respond?
I mean, you can do. I mean, if it's just talking, yeah.
Okay. She's not gonna verbalize anything, but she is going to look very confused, almost as if she doesn't recognize the name Bula even.
Yeah, or at least why he knows your name.
No, even the name.
Oh, okay, all right.
And seeing that confusion, Kane kind of wonders if, at first he kind of wonders if it was something to do with the headbutt, but then he's seen Bula headbutt stronger things than this Owlin, and her memory was just fine afterwards, so I think that maybe he would try to go for an insight check if he could.
Sure, yeah, you haven't used an action or anything, have you? So
No.
yeah, give me an insight check to see if you can kind of glean as to what might be going on with Bula.
Kane is a keen observer, so I think maybe he'd take a moment to step back whilst in combat and assess what's happening. So yeah, I'll do an insight.
Cool. Yeah, 23. Yeah, you look towards Bula and it's almost as if she doesn't recognize you. You see sort of like confusion, perhaps, a glimmer of fear. There's just no the usual character that you're used to, and the confidence that you have in whenever you're like together, and that seems to be gone. Like there seems to be, something missing, something lost.
I think that Kane is a little spun out here, not only with what happened with the scales just like probably less than an hour ago, but also this happening to Bula. I think that he's just gonna kind of try. I think he's gonna try and pull the two apart and just say, "There's enough of this. I won't be having anything strange and magical happening to either of you."
Okay.
That'll be my turn. I'm kind of getting ready next turn to maybe pull these two apart if they're still going at it.
Okay. Bula, you still have a grip on this guy, don't you? You haven't relinquished it or anything. You're still holding on to him.
Yeah, no, I was still holding on to him even after the headbutt.
Cool. All right, so he's going to make another strength check to see if he can break out of your grip. Ugh. Was that an 11? So do you want to roll your strength and see if you can beat an 11? Yeah, you're going to have to roll pretty low to not... No, you've got him well and truly gripped and he cannot get out of it. However, this time... Are you going to do that again? Don't know if there's any point. Okay. He is going to... Actually, no, I don't have another bonus action. I'll have to do that. Okay, cool. Can you make me another Constitution saving throw, please, Bula? Actually, no. He's gonna turn and he's gonna look at you, Kane. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
I guess, yeah. He can't beat the burly girls who decides to pick on the tin man.
Yeah, he cannot break, and doing this last time didn't seem to make any difference to her, so he's going to try you instead. See if it can help him out.
So a con saving throw.
Constitution you saving throw, yes, please.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Oh, that's quite good.
Yeah, you succeed. For a moment, when you locked eyes with this owlin, you felt something like almost like reaching into your mind, but you were able to shake it off. And the owlin just looks at you and scowls and turns its attention back to Bula and says, "Listen, you oaf! If you don't let me go in the next second, I will do something to get away from you, and then you will be punished. So just do it, okay?" And that's all he can do currently. So, Bula, it's now your turn again.
Yeah, guess what? She's just gonna headbutt him again because she's still angry and she's not letting go until he apologizes.
Okay, go for it. Another attack. Oh, it was a 2, then it went to a 20. Okay. So that's, you got a 25 there. Roll.
So that's a critical hit, correct?
So it's a critical, and then roll. So roll 1, and then we'll add. So it's a 4. So 8 points of damage. Okay, so again, this time you really reel back and slam your head into this owlin. And again, once again, you bend your head forward, and you hear like a crack, like a almost like a sort of a splitting, but when you reel back again, although you feel like your head is wet, as if blood was there from the damage you've caused. When you look at the owlin, you don't see any cut or bleeding. But it definitely yelps out and it cries out in pain as you headbutt it hard again.
Oh, as I think it was Amaros that quite kindly pointed out there, as an orc, he actually takes extra damage from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you score a critical hit, roll one of the weapon's dice one additional time and add it to the extra dice.
But you're not
extra damage.
But you're not using a weapon?
I mean, I assume it'd still count for physical attacks, wouldn't it, though?
Where is it? Where is it? Is this a feature or something, is it?
Yeah, it's an attribute for, well, it's a passive feature for being an orc.
But it does actually say
reckless attack?
a melee weapon. I don't know how that actually counts for unarmed attacks.
I'm gonna make Bula sad, and it's gonna make me sad. But when I looked it up, unarmed strikes don't count as weapons, but you are technically making a weapon attack. So possibly does that count?
Where is the feature though? I don't know where it is to read it.
I've put it in chat.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
When you score a critical hit, roll one of the weapons dice one additional time and add it to the extra damage. Yeah, I mean, it specifically says weapons dice, and you're not using a weapon, so unfortunately, that it doesn't count in this scenario because you're not actually using it.
Damn it, we need to get you some brass knuckles.
Because it says roll one of your weapons dice one additional time, so it's as if you rolled the weapon dice and you haven't rolled a weapons dice because you don't have one in your hand.
No, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We'll just
but
go on
good,
as things were.
good pointing out those. So I'll give Amoros inspiration for that helping point that out. So is there anything else you'd like to do on this turn?
No. Once she's headbutt him and done the nice big damage, she's probably going to look confused as to why he doesn't look damaged now.
Yeah, like you feel like a trickle of something on your forehead, but you don't see any blood on there.
Is it my blood? Is it his blood?
Difficult to tell because you can't see currently. And if you let go with one of your hands, he'll probably wiggle free.
Oh, she is definitely not letting go.
Okay, so back to Kane. You've tried to ask Bula to let go and to let step away, and you've just seen Bula grab hold into this owlin and then headbutt it again.
All right, Bula, that's enough. I don't know what kind of charm he's cast on you, but please stop. We've caused enough trouble here, and I think he's learned his lesson.
She's still gonna look. I think because the thing is still on, correct?
Your memory?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember. You don't recognize him. This guy is calling out this name, looking at you, but you do not know who he is or what he's doing. He doesn't seem to be attacking this creature, so he's just sort of standing there, telling you to let go. But you know that this person has insulted you, so.
If I'm understanding the rules correctly, it's been a while since I've done this. I'm going to use the shove action on the, owlin in open brackets. And I think if I succeed, that will break grapple.
Yeah, because if you're pushing something, if it's not its own force, then the whatever's affecting it isn't counted, isn't it? I think it's the same if you're being moved by some other force other than your own.
And it wouldn't cause an opportunity attack either because it's forced movement.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're going to shove the owlin, not Bula.
This guy again. Yeah.
Okay.
Funnily
all right.
enough, I'm going for the weaker creature.
Okay. Cool.
So I want to say, is it athletics, much like grappling?
I would say so. Yeah. Let me just double check because I don't know if I've ever come up against the shove.
It's been a long time since I shoved anyone in D&D.
Yeah, it's like the help action stuff. People very rarely actually use those options, even though they're there. Use an attack. Oh, use the attack action. You can make a special melee attack to shove a creature, either to knock it prone or to push it away from you. If you're able to make multiple attacks, the target must be no more than one size larger. Instead of making an attack roll, you make a strength athletics check contested by the target's strength athletics. Or dexterity. So I'm going to say this is opposed to Bula because Bula is the one who's actually holding him. It's their strength holding him in place. So you're going to have to make a strength and beat Bula's strength.
Okay.
But you will push the owlin away if you succeed.
Does Bula still have advantage on athletics checks from raging?
They're still raging, so I would say so, yeah.
Oh, this isn't going to work. Okay, let's try. I might crit. Who knows? I might roll a 1.
A 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there we go.
All right.
There we go.
So this is an 18.
so you go to push the owlin out of Bula's grip, but Bula just hangs on even tighter. So Bula, what do you think of this stranger trying to break up this fight?
She's getting angry at him now too, because he's just an onlooker that's decided to take it upon himself to interrupt the dispute with the rude thing.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. He's stirring. No, he's.
She's gonna be looking pretty angry at him now too.
Yeah. Yeah. He's interfering. Cool. Anything else you can do, Kane?
I don't think so, really, other than try to assert himself between the two of them and just essentially plead authoritatively that the fight really should stop now.
Okay. All right. So it's the Aarakocra's go now. Not Aarakocra, sorry. Just because it looks like an Aarakocra. The Owlins go, sorry. All right. It can't really do anything else other than try and use its strength to get away. Perhaps it's because it's got the hollow bones. This is kind of a problem, but it's going to try again anyway. Let's see. Ooh, that's the highest it's rolled so far. 14. Right, Bula. So you've got a 15.
15. Thank God for that extra +2.
I don't know why it doesn't add it on to you normally. Let me just double check your information here. So it says
it does have the +5 there when I click it, but then when I actually roll it, the +5 disappears and just returns to a +3, which is my normal thing. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Because if I roll this, I'm just rolling this just to test it out. Oh wow, I've got an natural 23. Yeah, it does it. If I go to into your character sheet and then click to do an athletics roll in there, it adds it on. I don't know why it's not doing it. Anyway, you beat it by 1. So it struggles the Owlin again, but still cannot manage to break your grip. And seeing that there might be a little bit of discourse between the two of you, Bula and Kane, it is going to look towards you again, Kane, and going to try. And I'll ask you to write a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. See how it is. Pick on the little guy.
Oh, sorry, Moira. You're gonna have to go to bed. All right. I was just gonna end this fight, and then I was gonna say it was the end anyway, but it's gone on a bit longer than I thought it was gonna.
I'm trying to end it. I'm trying.
We'll end it. Oh, sorry, Tisfin, and you as well. Okay. Well, we will just finish off this fight, and then we will we'll catch you up if you have to go. But if you have to go, yeah. Good night, and we will let you know what happened, or we'll be able to listen back to it in the recording anyway.
Good night.
Sorry. Yeah, we've gone on a bit longer. I didn't realize this fight was going to happen. Okay, so Constitution saving throw, that's a 5. Okay, so what is a precious memory to you, Kane?
Oh god, I can't believe I'm saying it. The precious memory to Kane is meeting Bula.
Okay. So as you look at Bula, concerned that they are not following your instructions, or that seem to be not able to grasp or to have that recognition of you, her face becomes mudded, and you can't quite remember who this is. They're not. Yeah, you can't remember. Are they friend? Are they foe? They seem to be very angry with this Owlin, but you can't really remember why you were trying to break this up in the first place. You're not sure who this person is to you, but you still remember that the Owlin was a bit of a dick. So, however, you because you rolled solo, I'm afraid you lose one of your spell slots.
Oh, that was my last one.
So, have you already used one today, or have you only had one?
I used one for command.
You use one for the commands. You have 3, I believe.
Oh,
So
okay,
you're going to lose another first level spell slot. So you've only got 1 spell slot left. So
Okay.
make sure you make a note of those and check them off. And Bula, make sure you check off your rage as well when you get a chance. But yes, unfortunately, yeah, you don't remember what this is, and that memory causes you to lose focus, and unfortunately, you also lose a spell slot with this added confusion as to what's going on and why this other person is being so aggressive to this Owlin. But yeah. That's the end of its go, and this time it doesn't say anything. You just see like a wry smile on the Owlin's face. Bula, it's your turn.
I am going to start my turn by saying, apologize, or I'll headbutt you again.
Who are you saying this to?
To the Owlin.
To the Owlin, okay. Just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
The Owlin looks at you, and you see it looks deep into your eyes, and it says, "Fine. I'm sorry that a vagabond like you thinks you will be anything more than food at my table. You ignoramus. I will have my guards toast you on the fires of hell for this."
And, well, he just sentenced his own execution. She's gonna headbutt him again.
Okay, go for it. Oh dear.
Damn it! It was bound to happen eventually.
Natural 1. Okay, so you go in to do your headbutt, but the Owlin is ready. This time it knows this is all you can do as an attack, and as you launch yourself forward, it dodges its head to the side, and you miss. I'm going to say, because of the natural 1, what's going to happen is on its next strength check, it's going to have advantage as your grip loosens, as you move in such a way that you don't hit the target, you kind of lose your grip a little bit. So I'm going to give it advantage the next time it makes a strength check.
That is a fair call.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think she will be a little bit dazed from failing that one and still very angry. So
okay, Kane. This unknown half-orc seems to be determined to try and hurt this Owlin, but isn't its last strike went a bit wry.
I think I have to play to his character. Kane is not somebody who he'll talk back and he'll strike back if he deems it necessary, but generally he's not going to rush into a combat that he doesn't feel is necessary to him or is necessarily going to end well. So I think Kane, as the memory of Bula like washes away from him, he looks at this kind of tussle that's going on the floor. This half-orc who he remembers was getting quite angry with him, trying to intervene, and this Owlin who was being a real sort of pain. He just doesn't have time for this. And he looks at the Owlin and he just says to him, "Well, you brought this on yourself. You shouldn't have pissed off the pretty half-orc." And then he just walks away.
Okay. Which way are you heading?
He just wants to get the hell away from this fight, so...
Heading off that direction?
Yeah. Oh god, my camera just panned as I was trying to...
Cool. Yeah, and you walk away and head off between those buildings.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now it's the Aarakocra's go. And it's going to try and escape again from Bula. Because this time it has advantage at least. So let's see if we can get anything. All right. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, good God. Oh, there's a natural one from Bula. That's 2 natural ones, one after the other. Cool. So it didn't look like he was going to get away, but somehow, I guess distracted perhaps from this other character that you don't recognize, walking away mid battle, and because of your miss previously, the Owlin manages to get free of you. It breaks your grapple and pushes itself back a little bit. And as it does so, for its bonus action, it will take out 2 short swords from its belt, and it will look towards you, Bula, and says, "Ha ha! I knew it, you yokel. I knew my strength would eventually wear you down. Now, I'll give you one chance to beg for forgiveness before I run you through. Your friend obviously didn't appreciate you as much as you thought." And it is your go, Bula.
She is gonna kind of snicker at him for being an ass. And she is going to pull out her glaive. And can she attack with it this round?
I'll say that uses your bonus action, but yeah, I'll allow you to attack.
Cool. Then she will attack him with her glaive.
Okay, go for it. Yep, that definitely hits. Go for it. Six. Yeah, so you swing with your glaive and you slice into the Owlin, and it yelps out as you rake it through. Again, you see the glaive kind of cut into this Owlin, but there's no blood there. It's odd. It's you definitely made contact. You definitely hurt it, but it appears as if they didn't actually hit at all. But you definitely did do some damage to this creature. Actually, I'm going to say you can have a bonus action as well. That drawing the sword wouldn't have cost you that. So we'll if you've got a bonus action that you can use it.
I don't think she actually has any bonus actions other than things like raging, and she's already in that still.
All right, no
it's
worries.
been like 5 rounds, so
yeah. Cool. All right, top of the round, Kane. We'll say you've got one more go before you're out of combat area. Are you going to carry on?
I think, seeing that the Owlin has escaped from the grip now and that weapons are being drawn, as much as he wanted to get away from the fight between the 2 very angry people, he feels it's his duty to try and bring things to a conclusion, hopefully non-lethally here now that blades have been drawn. He's gonna kind of curse to himself that he's going back, but he's going to go back and hearing what was said from the Owlin, it seems like he's the aggressor here, and I do remember him being a dick, so I will make a non-lethal attack with my quarterstaff, just trying to knock him out.
Sure. Okay, go for it.
I need these 2 complete strangers that I've never met to calm down. And if I have to give them a concussion to do it, so be it. Okay, quarterstaff. I would like to attack with this. Please, Foundry, can I do that? Is it working? It's not working. Why is it?
Yes, it's in the. You need to be in the chat messages section.
Oh, okay. That's my bad. Okay, I'll do the top one.
Yep.
16.
16, yep, meets it, beats it. That does hit.
Okay. So if I click on versatile,
Yep.
because I'm not using my shield right now.
Yep, so you use 2 hands, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, of course. for non-lethal.
Awesome. So yeah, you swing, you coming back, you reach out with your staff and you whack the Owlin upside the head. Again, you make contact with the Owlin and you see it kind of like turn to the side as it gets slammed in the head. But you almost see the same thing. It sort of, for a moment, appears to kind of like pass into the Owlin and then back out again. So it goes like a little bit further in than you were thinking that it would do to like hit the side of the head. But you definitely made contact, and it definitely yelps out in pain as you do hit it.
Can I say something before my turn?
Sure.
I'll turn to the mysterious half-orc and just say, I don't know who you are, but this seems to be some kind of illusion. Don't let it fool you.
She will nod in response to that. She's not verbally speaking to him. She does not care enough for verbal speech to him.
Cool. All right.
Yeah,
so
that's my turn.
Okay, perfect. All right. So the Aarakocra, the Owlin, will look as you. He's been sliced with the glaive. It's been hitting the side of the head with his staff. It still looks perfectly fine, but you do hear it sort of like breathing a little bit heavier, and it will look towards you both, and say, "Very well, you silly peons. If you will not let me be, I shall have to call in the other guards." And it drops one of the swords, takes a horn from around its side, and blows the horn. And this sound echoes out into the air. From around you, you see that there were several fauns and satyrs and stuff who were kind of looking out of their windows, maybe like down the path, sort of looking from a distance. And as soon as the horn goes, they all run inside.
That's fine.
And the Aarakocra still stands there with one sword in its hand, but it just smiles and says, "My silly oafs." And it just stands there. Bula, it is your turn.
Well, she's not gonna back down now. This thing's gotta die, and she's gotta leave before reinforcements arrive. So, she's gonna stab him again.
Okay, go for it. I'm afraid a 14 does not hit. You swing with the glaive, and the Owlin just moves to the side with an effortless move of its body, and does not make contact.
Ah, sad face.
Anything else you can do?
You know, she's just gonna say, "Is it really so hard to apologize for being rude?"
It'll look back at you and say, "I don't know. Tell me, vagabond. If you apologize to me now, perhaps I could stop my brethren from finishing you off." Okay, Kane, your turn.
Man, I don't like where this is going.
I do.
Oh, man. Oh, he's adding in tokens. I can see them. Stop. No. No tokens. No more tokens. See? Oh God, what do I do here? I think the opportunity to not be in trouble has passed. I think Kane in his he's desperate. He needs these people to stop killing each other. He doesn't know who they are or what's happening, but it seems like the half-orc lady's about to be in some real trouble. Okay. Listening to what this mysterious orc stranger said, I guess Kane will like try to apologize on her behalf.
Okay.
Purely to try and end this fight before there's bloodshed in the streets.
All right. So what do you do to apologize? How do you? I'm going to get you to roll a persuasion check. But what do you do? What do you say to try and appease them?
He looks to this Howlin and he says, "Damn it! I don't know what your quarrel is with this half-orc, but I've tried force. I've tried what I can to separate you two. Maybe words will work. Look, whatever she's done, I'll apologize on her behalf. What is it that you want?"
All right. Do you want to roll me a persuasion? See if you can persuade this Howlin.
I'll try.
Oh, dirty 20. That's pretty good. The Owlin looks at you and raises an eyebrow and says, "He touched my tree, but I told her specifically not to. If she apologizes to me, perhaps I will find it within myself. If I call forth the grace of our princess, perhaps I will let this yokel go. Or perhaps not. Depends if she apologizes. And I mean a real apology from her own lips."
I guess Kane just kind of the desperation very visible in his eyes. He looks at this stranger, kind of seeing what her next move is. Maybe willing to follow her lead.
Okay. All right, so it's the Owlin's turn now. So it's going to look towards you, Bula, and say, "So, my little drudge, are you going to say sorry to me for your friend's sake?" And he'll just smile and look at you, Bula.
Is that his turn?
That's his entire turn.
Cool.
Mockingly asking you to say sorry to him.
I think Bula is going to attempt to intimidate him into apologizing too. She's going to look at him and say, "Perhaps I should not have touched your tree, but do you think your words were so kind? I think we both should apologize."
Okay. Is that gonna be a persuasion? Oh dear.
It doesn't matter either way. It was an attempt to intimidate him into apologizing too.
Okay, so you try and intimidate him by saying this, and he just looks at you and says, "I don't have to apologize for anything. I am the Royal Scarwood Guard." Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
Ooh. I don't think I can just walk away yet, can I?
Oh, you could walk away if you like.
You can certainly
She's
try.
just gonna walk away then. She's done with this. She's gonna walk away.
Okay. Cool. So he's going to take an opportunity attack to try and stab you with his short sword. Does a 21 hit you?
Oh, of course it does.
Okey-dokey. He does 6 points of piercing damage as he stabs you in the back as you walk away from him.
It would be halved from rage if rage is still active.
She didn't attack.
Damn.
Although, I guess a rage would drop at the end of her turn, and it's technically her turn because she's moving away. So, yeah, we'll say 3 then.
Also, taking damage counts as well. You
Sorry?
get to keep rage. You get to keep rage if you take damage as well as deal.
Exactly, true. So, yeah, so you would take half damage from this, and your rage will not drop because it stabbed you in the back. So 3 points of piercing damage as it stabs you back. And as you head towards this other guard that is coming up, running up, it says, "Halt, peon! If you value your life, you will give yourself up now."
She's gonna turn around and say, "For not letting one of you be rude, I think not."
Okay. All right. So, Kane, what are you doing on your turn?
I think I'm just gonna turn to this Owlin and just say, "Damn it! Can we not just stop this unnecessary aggression here? I can't stand idly by and let 2 people kill each other in the streets. One has walked away."
He will just look at you and says, "You were warned when you started this not to touch the tree, not to come near me, and you decided to grab me. I will accept your apology, but she has not apologized to me. Insulting me is as if insulting the princess, and we will hold up our end of our contract, which is to punish anyone who would belittle the crown." And he won't attack you, but he makes it clear that you're going to be arrested.
You've struck each other. You've traded blows. I do not see the need for anything else here. Can we not call it to a head?
If you had apologized, perhaps. But I think we need to make an example out of you, my silly little hayseed. All you had to do was walk away, but you decided to touch the tree. I think a few days in a cell would put you in the right frame of mind to apologize to us. And I'll say that when it gets to his turn, which is next, I'm going to say that at that point, another guard has come up and they are taking out manacles. And the other one has approached you, Bula. And I think what we'll do is we'll wrap it up there because I think this might go on a little bit longer. So depending on what the situation is, we'll have some time to think about how we're going to progress from this point. But I think we will leave it there for tonight. But thank you very much for playing.
This is so fun.
And
I will dredge up the oldest, jammiest rule in 5e that I can find to thwart you here, Faye. This is personal now.
I think by now
I'm not even in the fight, and I want to be there because this is pissing me off.
Well, I'm going to say that at the start of the next game, and remind me if I forget, I think enough time has passed within these rounds of this conversation that the rest of you would have left the pub, and at least be outside following Johan. So I think we will pick it up from that point next time. But at this current state at the moment, Kane, you are probably going to get arrested, and Bula is also probably going to get arrested by this other guard, unless you're able to do something to get out of it.
I think what you mean is that they're going to attempt to arrest Bula. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go that smoothly.
Yeah, I kind of get that idea, but at the moment, that stranger, don't know what's going to happen to them. But why would you care? They're just a stranger.
I feel awfully called out in this situation.
But yeah, I think we'll pick this up next time, because I think there might be quite a lot more before this gets itself squared away. So.
The others missed so much about this.
Yeah, well, they'll have to watch the recording. Unfortunately, I didn't realize we were gonna get to this point with just two of you. So.
This is what I get for I wandered off to avoid one fight.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
a completely separate one.
To be fair, there are two hotheads were encouraged into this by a very arrogant and very rude character. So
there's nothing fair here. There is no fair.
Yeah, I didn't feel like there was going to be another answer to this part, but yeah.
Right.
The second we decided we were going on a walk, our fates were sealed, because there was a rude owling, and Bula's not gonna let that slide. Yeah, and unfortunately, these owling, these guards, which I believe was something else that they mentioned in the bar as well, that the people didn't like the guards.
Yeah.
Probably not understand why now. But yeah. And unfortunately, he was able to call for others, which he wasn't able to do while you had him grappled. So it wasn't a thing he could do for a while. But unfortunately, you weren't able to put him down. I mean, you got amazing start to it, because you disarmed him and grappled him in the first round. So. I was like, "Oh shit! This is going to be over quick."
It's almost like Cade and Bula are used to fighting with one another, but as soon as that connection is broken, everything goes to shit.
Yeah, and it did definitely have an effect on both of you, seeing as you now both don't recognize each other anymore. Yeah.
Part of me was just waiting for a scenario of who's gonna break first, his arrogance or Bula's head.
Yeah.
Because they kept colliding.
The funny thing is that with that, whatever the thing that happened to them, which erases a memory, you guys picked the memory. Like, it could have been anything. So
you said what was most precious.
Yeah.
I knew this, Faye. That evil laugh is not. You can't hide this.
You planned this.
I planned nothing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, oh. The time that I can't even remember her name now, but the time like Kane's mentor gifted
Yep.
him a puppy. No, it's when he met Buller.
I thought perhaps for you it might be something like when you found this particular deity, something important, that kind of importance. But what you picked is an important step for both of you as well. So yeah, I mean, anything could have been brought up at that point. And I think you both picked something that's the most interesting, really. Knowing that you two have the relationship, but now don't remember each other. Yeah. How is that going to work itself out? Interesting. Well, we'll have to see the next time we play.